This is not financial advice, it's not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff. So you get the video, I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see them analyze that data. But like I tell y'all every day, the day they release us is false. Man, it gets a false narrative among so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, all the retail investors that voted yes, that claim that the reverse split is great for retail investors, it's great for AMC. I have a question for you. They allegedly reached a settlement yesterday. It has to be approved by a judge. Well, if you guys don't know that, any settlement they come through, it has to be approved by the judge. So it's not set in stone. It's not set in stone, but that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is this. You guys claim that a reverse split is great for retail investors. The settlement agrees that there will be a reverse split. So why, after the settlement was announced and a reverse split was put on the table, why did the stock drop 24% in the aftermath?
Oh, there it is. Gotcha. He's gotcha. Why did the stock go down 24%? But as Bloomberg notes, its preferred shares climbed around 10%. But he's gotcha.
The market, and they dropped 24% when you know there's not too many sellers. There's not too many sellers. So where were they getting these shares from to drop it 24%? And if the reverse split is supposed to be great news, it's supposed to be great for retail investors, it's supposed to be great for AMC, why did the stock drop 24% after it was confirmed that reverse split was going to happen? You know,
I love the notion of where did they get the shares to drop the price? Like, that's just, it's fundamentally, it is fundamentally absolutely fascinating how they use this narrative like this. So they, all right, the bad actors, the ones doing the malfeasance, the naked shorters, whoever, it's them. They found the shares to drop the price. I love that. I love that. AMC is deader than Trump and Melania's marriage.
You know why? Because it is not good for retail investors. It is not good for AMC. It's good for the hedges. It's good for the market makers because they get to get 90% of their shares disappeared for free. And that shares, 90% of the counterfeit shares that they sold to us get to disappear for free.
Imagine believing
it's
that.
Absolutely outrageous. And for you to think that helped retail investors, it does not help us. It only helps the bad actors.
Them.
And if you saw them push it down 24% on news that the reverse split was coming, what do you think is going to happen?
Well,
when the reverse split actually happens,
let's go back. Because it's not hard to understand, really. I don't think. You're going to make these two things the same thing later, but right now, one is tiny and the other one is a little bit less tiny. And pretty soon they're both going to be something else, maybe small, maybe just small, maybe tiny, maybe whatever. What they are is less irrelevant than they will be the same thing. Okay. But right now they're not, and one's worth more than the other one. So now they, and I use that very intentionally, they have agreed to wrap up this lawsuit, whatever, the reverse split, and conversion is going to happen, more than likely. So let's just go off that assumption. It's going to happen. the thing that's less money now is going to be the same as later as the thing that is more now. The thing that is less now in the future is going to be the same as something that is more now. So that sets up an inherent conflict in these prices. So the one that is worth more is worth less actually because this thing that is less now is going to be the same as it later. So the prices are going to come to some kind of equilibrium. That's the theory. Because wouldn't you want to pay less for something that is going to be the same thing as common shares later on in the future? That's the idea. So that's the idea. I don't think that's hard to understand. You could think of it like coupons if you want to, like in the paper for the grocery store, whatever. But in the future, you're going to be able to get something theoretically for a good deal. Ay, okay. I thought he had a PhD in finance. He appears to be surprised by the idea that AMC and Ape will reach parity as per the agreement. Well, he doesn't read. So agreements, agreements, you know. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's a I don't think it's a PhD in finance. I thought it was a law degree, or maybe it's both. That would be unstoppable. Charlotte is found us. Hard to find us. Sometimes you're hard to find on YouTube. Don't know why. Yeah, I wonder why, right? I know. We know why. They don't want. We're bad for their business, plain and simple. So, and they means everybody else. Everybody else, from the YouTubers, YouTube grifters, to the ones on Wall Street that are scamming the apes and other retail investors with these bullshit, shit quality, quote unquote meme stocks. Um, the CEOs like the Adam Arons, the John Bertas, Mr. Mr. John Rico Berta. Fuck it. We'll throw FINRA in there, the SEC, Gary Gensler, Ken Griffin. We're bad for their business. I think that's the idea. Not that I wanted to hurt their business, but fewer people, maybe more people, maybe questioning things. I don't know. Anyway, theoretically, we're bad for their business, but I'm not going to throw out allegations of shadow banning and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. PhD is overrated. Well, of course, unless it's a PhD in marketing. Hey, Ron, how's the weather? Boy, it was beautiful here today. It's a shame everything's going to turn to shit in the next couple days. Um, let's see here. Let us see. So let's see. Let's see again. Okay, let's actually see. Yeah, we can actually see now. That would be nice. Uh, oh, and by the way, that was actually elevator music. It was actually elevator music from the 70s. Here we go. Okay, here's a national radar. So I guess we're going to start integrating weather into this stream since we're entering severe weather season. I feel like, is that really just, okay, all right, all right. Canton, Illinois. You're getting hammered right now. Look at this. Actually I just go straight to the, you know, the source of all these radars. I don't know. Yeah, we want the enhanced radar, please. Anyway, I hear that April statistically is a good month for uptrends in the market. Yeah, let's take a look at that here after we take. I mean, what a beautiful map. This is really a cool mapping system here. You got all your watch areas, warnings, and whatnot. It's been a minute since I've used this, but 402 alerts right now in the United States. We have everything from small craft advisories, winter weather advisories. This is fascinating. God damn it. Of course, wind advisories, blizzard warnings, lakeshore flood advisories, blowing dust warning, flood watch, red flag warnings. Hello, California. Hard freeze warning, snow squall warning, flood warning, immediate evacuations. Where do we have immediate evacuations? Valid until 2115. All right. Amarillo. I've seen Amarillo. Well, anyway, tracking that severe weather.
Knew that a reverse split was coming. What do you think is gonna happen when the reverse split actually happens? They'll push it back down from 30 or 40 back down to $4 and $5. And what you gonna do again? Give them another reverse split? You're absolutely outrageous. Anyway, leave some comments. Tell me what you think. If the reverse split was so great, why did it drop 24% after it was confirmed that they were gonna have the reverse split? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.
Well, yeah, it's a journey. It sure is a journey. All right, I'm just going to start at the top. I'm going to start at the top, go in 1.25 speed.
If you hold AMC stock, you need to watch this. Hello,
fast forward through introductions.
Shalom, money maker. So after the news, it came out last night. The AMC community was rumbling and was trembling, and everybody had their own opinion about what was going on. There was a lot of confusion in the beginning. Even after I came out with the video last night, I kept seeing people making the same mistakes that I initially made, not understanding what was going on. I saw it in his comment. I saw it on Twitter. People were panicking. They were saying that AMC was throwing away money. People thought that the people that filed the suit were the people that were going to get the settlements, not the whole AMC shareholder community. And so if you haven't seen last night's video, once you finish this video, you can go check out. I have examples there how the new share distribution is going to happen with the extra bump that AMC shareholders are going to get after the reverse split. I read just a few minutes ago that
the extra bump,
the judge lifted the restriction that we had here.
The extra bump, why am I thinking about cocaine right now? Cocaine
on the
bear.
court case. So now we're going to get soon a date.
I'm a cocaine bear. God damn it!
Is going to happen.
And that's what we're going to call our trading club. Cocaine bears. Traders.
Personally, right?
Cocaine bears trading.
Here. I'm like, I understand on the one hand some of the good, and I understand on the other hand some of the bad. And because the way that I'm just programmed, right? And if you're new to the channel, how I look at things
programmed you, Ari?
Emotions here. So if AMC stock goes up 20, 30, 40%, I stay here. If it goes down 20 or 30, 40%, I stay here, right? I don't get too excited when it goes up, and I don't get too depressed when it goes down. And also, I just, this is how I am in general. I look at the good and the bad.
So you're boring.
And so I'm weighing all of them, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to, of course, sell now because I've been in this for too long. This 20% reverse split is not going to scare me. And maybe this is going to be a good thing because I don't know. We're not prophets. Nobody knows what's going to happen after the reverse split. So I can just hope that this is going to happen. Now, if you feel that you need to sell AMC stock, That's your prerogative. I can't tell you not to do that. And if you have, if you're, really with yourself and you can't take it anymore, then sell. It's not going
With
to
yourself.
probably get like mean comments from this.
None of these people are with themselves. What are you talking about? None of these people are with themselves or with anything. They're certainly not with it. Holy mother. Hope is an excellent strategy. Yeah, I watched the Matt Cole's video when I was driving home earlier, and he said hopium and copium are not valid when it comes to trading stocks. He said relying on hope and faith and belief is not a good way to trade or invest. That's from Matt Coles himself. Matt Kohrs Light himself is now saying that. And it's unfortunate, he said, that so many people are not diversified. Yeah, can you believe that he was saying this? Go back in time 2 years. We could, if he didn't hide all of his content or take it down. We could go back in time where his whole world revolved around AMC, and AMC was the life-giving source of energy because without it, what who would know who the fuck he is now? Okay. Not a good thing for retail reverse splits. I can think of one instance where it would be a good thing if it prevents the stock from being delisted, which AMC is, bumping shoulders with. Manuel hopes apes keep buying AMC because he wants to make money on ape. Eric says it's a good thing in AMC's case. Okay, could you explain that? I mean, we're open-minded here. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. So, I mean, if you don't mind, expound on that a little bit while we listen to
bad
Ari.
thoughts, it's not worth it to potentially gain money, right? Because you're not going to be able to hold if AMC
Tell that to the
actually
mafia.
squeezes. You're going to sell as soon as it goes up 100%. So you're not going to be able to get to the end line anyway if it potentially happens. So it's okay. We can say goodbye. And if you want to continue to watch my other videos, some people say that I'm very funny, so they come even it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. So maybe you enjoy my videos. I don't know, but that's just my 2 cents about it. Now let's talk a little bit about what happened today and about you could call it manipulation, you could call it just criminal, and also the articles that are coming out, which are also criminal. After that cold opening, all I ask is that you give me a beautiful smile, smash that like button.
That was the intro?
And let's dance into it, even though we're already 4
no.
minutes into the video.
No.
It almost closed and finished about at the same area. This is where it was right pre-market, just before it started. It was going to open, and this is where it kind of settled last night in aftermarket. There was a big, huge candle, and of course, this is what they do. They created a massive 8%. 5-minute candle, even more, probably it triggered at 10%. There was a halt, and then it started pulling back, and you can see it was mostly flat.
About 10%.
And
halts.
This is
it's talking about here.
Kind of settled last night in aftermarket. There was a big, huge candle, and of course, this is what they do. They create a massive 8%. 5-minute candle, even more, probably it triggered at 10%. There was a halt, and
even more probably, you're looking at the candle. There's no probably about it. We know what it displays, and you said 8%. See, like this is what happens when you don't understand what you're talking about. It, plain and simple. So we're on 5 minutes here. What does it say? It says 8.09%. Here we have down 4.76%. That's strategic. Possibly. Boy, it wants to be an OTC stock with those patterns there. So there's 4.5, over 4.5% in the first 1 minute candle. And then we get the next 4% here 2 minutes later. Let's see here. QSIP, heavy short, I mean 25%. I mean 25% on a stock that's $4. I think the whole short position is like $600 million. The total short interest. Conversion, then reverse split cuts supply and increases demand. The price will fly due to carried over shorts when ape was created. Okay. Conversion, then reverse split cuts supply and increases demand. So you're saying that there will be increased demand for AMC shares once this action happens. Like it'll be more attractive to investors. More investors will want to buy it. It will be bought more simply because of the number of shares in circulation. How many shares will there be after all this happens? So let's say they do the conversion reverse split thing the next day or 2 days later, after all the settlement happens. How many shares are in the float then? I don't know. I'm just wondering. OBV indicates AMC is oversold by billions on board. Well, OBV isn't really an overbought, oversold indicator, nor is it an indicator that knows who's holding their positions and who isn't holding their positions. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. I mean, well, it is more nuanced than that, but it's also completely different than that. I've been talking about OBV for over 2 years and how it's being misinterpreted by the apes. So anyway, let's just keep going with Ari.
Then it started pulling back, and you can see it was mostly flat the rest of the day. And this is the tactic that they use. They'll create a massive movement, create halt, and then short it right at that moment. Once it's halted, AMC. To tell you the truth, I've seen many halts on AMC.
I mean, how do you know that that's what happened here? This is the problem. How many shares were traded in that? Let's see. I got a chart here too. Just shy of 2 million shares on the first candle. First 1 minute candle. Let's go to 5 minute candles. Yeah. We got what? Really? Oh, I must not have been looking at 1 minute candles before. Or I was looking at the wrong day. Let's see here. 1.922 million. Okay, I must have been on the wrong day. Yeah, definitely on the wrong day. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. 4.372 million. So 4 million shares, 3 million shares. This is 5 minute periods. Okay. Now I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah. Let's go back out to 1 minute candles. So you got 1 minute candles with millions of shares trading. I think it's fairly disingenuous to say that you know that this right here was shorting. I mean, it could have been, but at the end of the day, it indicates selling. So selling is selling, really. You don't know what it is, who's doing it, or why. But yeah, I mean, the thing is also you have, and this is getting pretty absurd, really. But like, let's go back out to 1 hours maybe. Well, what is this? This is like a few months, or I don't know, 4 hours. Fuck it. So this box here, this gray line here, this line, is the lower edge of the overhead supply zone up here. And anytime these little pumps get close to that, anytime they get close to it, any relative closeness, that's what you get. So now it used to be, it could be people getting closer to breaking even. But now it seems like it's just, aside from short selling. So short selling is happening. We don't know to what degree each day. But if the total short interest is what it is, then let's see what that says today. Right, Vortex closing bell. Right, yeah. So the total short interest value estimate is $660 million. $660 million. Estimated short interest, 25%. 129 million. Okay, 129 million. All right, 129 million. What was the total volume today? I forget already. Didn't even look. Let's come back over here. So this is a pretty piss poor candle. 90 million today on AMC and 89 million on Ape. Look at that. Now, interestingly, back on Tuesday the 28th, so that was last Tuesday, you had 89 million of volume on AMC, and 49 million of volume on Ape. Let's look at this high volume day. This is 109 million back on Tuesday the 14th of March, and in AMC we had 64. So it was 109 on Ape. So the volume day on the days correlates. It doesn't necessarily mirror it every day, but today it did. It's interesting. Okay, so essentially we could say 180 million shares of AMC's equities were traded. Let me deal with this here. Any knucklehead can see that. It's 25% reported short. There's your buying. Do you know anything about the stock market, dude? 150 million roughly. You have no clue what you talk about if you say that. It's cumulative, and it is exactly how many purchased versus sold. Eric, I think he left. I mean, see, this is the problem with these people because they never took the time to learn this stuff or even think about it logically. I mean, and look, this is what happens. Model 3 dude, hey, this is
what happens when you work to change things. And first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
Hear that, apes? Just stick with it. Okay, so this volume, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I don't know if Eric's here. If he is here, he doesn't want to learn. He would rather just say, I'm ridiculous. Good luck, simp. Okay. I mean, I'm I'm pretty tired right now, so I'm not really in the mood to get into all that kind of shit. But here's OBV. I'm not in the mood to, sweat anything here, but here's OBV. Okay. It's cumulative, he says. That's true. It is. It is cumulative. Very good. Um, so what do we got going on here? Two components to OBV. Two components to OBV. So there's a direction. This line can go up or it can go down. Line can go up or line can go down. The other component is the distance that it goes. It can go up a lot or up a little. It can go down a lot or down a little. So you have two components, direction and amount. Okay. So where does the line come from? All right. Comes from the volume. Comes from the volume. So this is where Eric's saying it's cumulative. So you take this day. Let's take a nice big, let's take it. Okay. We're going to take it from right here. Take it from the top. Well, take it from right here. Oops. Don't need that there. I want, oops. This one. Okay. So we'll take it from the rose colored line to the end here. Oops. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. What the hell am I doing wrong? Okay. There we go. All right. Clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So, sorry about that. All right. So we have the OBV line. So from the previous day to the first rose colored line, what happens? Well, it is a green candle. The price went up throughout the day. So say the price closed here. Fuck. Price closed here. Ah, and then it closed there. So the price went up. So you could have you can have red candles that are price went down throughout the day, but it's higher than the previous day. It depends on how you have your candle. This is a default way here. But anyway, that's what OBV is looking at. It's looking at the price as compared to the close of the previous day. So this one closed at a higher price. Okay, so that's the first component. The price close higher or lower? Higher, okay, the line goes up. Lower, the line goes down, which we have here the next day. So from the first rose-colored line, we had a closing here, and then now we have a close here. So it's a down. It's a close down in price. So the OBV line goes down. Now, how much does it go up or down? You might have guessed that's the volume amount. But here's the thing, Eric, okay? And anyone else who is still saying, well, okay, so what? We're adding the volume, so that means what is this volume here? This red candle. Why is it red? It's red because the price went down throughout the day. Price started at some higher price and the price went down by a total of 9 cents throughout the day, and it closed at a price of $1.64. Okay, but so that's why we have a red candle. Now the price got as low as 153, but it didn't close there. It closed at 164. Okay, so why didn't it close at 153? That's the low of this candle. It's the bottom, very tippy bottom of the wick, of the lower wick. So The price got all the way down to 153. What caused it to go back up to 164? And this is where you have to say, this volume candle, this red volume candle includes, yes, it includes selling, but it also includes buying. It also includes buying. There was buying that took place. We can go to Tuesday the 14th on an intraday chart, and we can see buying and selling. We can see the price going up and down. So the volume candle just reflects the color of the price candle to say, okay, well, quote unquote, there were more sellers than buyers, which is also not really true. There's a buyer for every seller and a seller for every buyer. We've been over that before too. The market is matching these trades. And then the clearing and settlement system is matching buyers and sellers together. But the only way that shares get taken out of the order book is when people say they agree to that transaction, whether that's through a limit order specifying the price that they want to buy or sell at. That would be considered passive order. That's a passive style order. It is a non-aggressive order. Okay, so you're just putting it there and you're hoping it will get there. You're hoping the price will get to your limit price so that your shares can be traded. But sometimes there are more aggressive reasons why, or more immediate reasons, more urgent reasons, or simply you don't necessarily care what price they get traded at. You just need to liquidate them or you need to buy them for whatever reason. So that would be an aggressive order. That's a market order. So you have market orders, you have limit orders, you have market orders exerting price pressure, you have limit orders passively supplying liquidity. Okay. So, but the point here is these candles are not, this is not all selling. So this is one angle to refute the OBV delusion. Not to mention, there's the fact that the creator of OBV, Joe Granville, specifically said that it's not to be taken as a literal count of shares in any way. In other words, this number here, yes, from this day to this day, it is going to subtract 109 million shares. So we got right here, it's I got to turn on the labels. Right here, the OBV is on the rose-colored line. It's 422. On the next day, it's 313. Exactly 109 million less. So this is taking this whole volume amount and subtracting it. So what the apes want to think is that the OBV is a literal record of shares that exist in some imaginary cache or vault. So there's the float. And today or this day, 17 million of them were traded and 17 million, I'm sorry, 19 million of them were traded and 19 million of them were bought because that's the volume is 19 million and it's a green candle. So OBV adds 19 million. So 19 million come out of the vault now, but that's not how it works. That is not how it works. Pretty much in both ends of that analogy. There is no vault. It doesn't work like that. There's no lockup or store of shares that are like on a shelf that are waiting to be put in circulation. Just and also the OBV is used as an indicator. It's not an accounting tool. So anyway, from this day to this day, so you had 19 million shares traded. You had more aggressive buying this day. You had 109 million shares traded the next day. You had more aggressive selling, but you could also say that look at how much volume there is. Look at the range. The range on the green day is 14 cents. The range on the red day in the body of the candle at least is 9 cents. So, um, you know, look at the difference in volume, it's like 5 times more. So what could you say here? Well, you could say that there was all this volume, and this was what happened to the price versus this little volume, and look at what happened to the price on the upside here. So anyway, um, take from that what you will, but you can see that one of these is more aggressive than the other. That's all I'm saying. And it would be the green day, because look at how high, how high, I mean, how much it went up, which is like, yeah, not that much, but relatively speaking, um, you have days where you have a lot of volume and you have very little movement, like this day here, where you have 77 million shares and not that much in terms of actual range. So anyway, um, there's no way that this could indicate what Eric wants us to indicate, unfortunately. There's just no way. It wasn't designed for that. It's not interpreted that way by anybody except for the apes. That's convenient. Um, and I've literally been trying to correct this for 2 years. And it's frustrating because, uh, well, you can't just take over an indicator and say that it says what you want it to say, and without understanding it at all. By the way, what can you use on balance volume for then if it doesn't tell you what you want it to be telling you? And trust me, it doesn't tell you that, okay? Like coming in here and calling me a simp, really that's the cherry on top, because this is not correct. This method of understanding on balance volume is it's laughable. But what you can do is buy AMC stock. Um,
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock!
millions coming, baby. Okay. So you can look at the price. You can look at the price, and let me get rid of this line. You can look at the price specifically, like highs, higher highs and lower highs, lower lows, higher lows. You can look at price trends and you can compare them to on balance volume trends. So here I see a lower high, but in on balance volume, I see a higher high. Oh my God. Yeah, here we go. Higher high. Okay. So this is a divergence. The price went one way and an indicator went the other way. So this is how on balance volume is actually used. Or you can look for convergences. So it is back here, you have this, and you have the same thing here, right? And then you have this here, and you have the same motion here. So that's convergence. It's convergent, uh, yeah, convergent movement, parallel movement, moving in the same direction. Price went up, on balance volume went up. Okay, so this speaks to the um, aggressiveness of orders, for one thing. Now knowing that limit orders are less aggressive, market orders being more aggressive, moving the price more with fewer shares potentially. Okay, and there are a few different patterns or combinations. Fidelity has a good summary of it right here. No, that's Investopedia. right at the top. Okay, on balance volume measures buying and selling pressure as a cumulative indicator. Yes, it is cumulative, that adds volume on up days and subtracts volume on down days. When the security closes higher than the previous close, all of the day's volume is considered up volume. When the security closes lower than the previous close, all of the day's volume is considered down volume. That's another clue right there. All of the day's volume is considered up volume. It's not keeping track of how many shares were bought. It's taking the whole volume and adding it to a running total. When both price and OBV are making higher peaks and higher troughs, the upward trend is likely to continue. When both price and OBV, okay, right? When price continues to make higher peaks and OBV fails to make higher peaks, the upward trend is likely to stall or fail. This is called a negative divergence. Okay, so negative divergence or positive divergence. When price continues to make lower troughs and OBV fails to make lower troughs, the downward trend is likely to stall or fail. This is called a positive divergence. So here's a divergence. We identified that. Unbalanced volume is, calculated this way. So there's literally nothing about this that could indicate what the apes wanted to indicate. So, sorry about that, but I used to think that this was going to be a learning experience for the apes. Like they were going to come away from this like being better traders, better investors, and better critical thinkers. I don't think so anymore. I haven't thought that for a long time, actually. But, I certainly came out of my meme stock trading experience in 2021 knowing a hell of a lot more, and, kind of having a lot more on my radar as far as shit to look out for. And then it all played out exactly the way that we thought it would, basically. So, on balance volume can be okay for trading. I mean, you know, is it relevant here? I don't really think so. I don't think it's relevant anyway. Okay. Anyway, boy, I check. Can you not look up who is shorting the stock, long or short, and what institution it is? Did anybody answer Charlotte? I don't think so. I don't think anybody did. I'm not sure. Don't see it here. No, you can't. You can't. So, when it comes to owning stocks, like in terms of long position, institutions that deal with money over a total of, I forget what it is, 100 million or something like so. Like there's a threshold, but let's say you're a hedge fund and you have a lot of, or you're professionally managing money for clients. So, there's an interest in transparency, or you have a lot of money under management, that kind of thing. You have to report your long positions. That's what we get when we see the 13F forms. Okay, like, and we can see that, oh, that's when the meme stock grifters on YouTube go around saying, oh, look, the institutions are loading the boat. That's where they're getting them from, these filings that these large institutions, it shows that they bought, this many thousands of AMC shares or whatever. And the thing is, because they only look at AMC, they don't realize that those buys for institutions like, BlackRock and Vanguard and all these big, financial services companies, they operate ETFs. They operate, exchange traded funds, and those funds include, hundreds of stocks. So in order to mirror, in order to have the right return ratio, basically they buy and sell the constituent stocks in these ETFs. So when you see that BlackRock bought 30,000 AMC shares, is it really that are they really loading the boat because they believe in a Moass, or is it probably some operation that's related to an ETF or a fund or something like that? Certainly, sometimes it is. But as far as short positions go, no. There's no disclosure of short positions that is required by anybody. No required disclosure of short positions. Sometimes you'll see it on sites like fintel.io. It'll say, most of the time they're using put contracts as to mean short positions, which is not really the same. It's in the fact that it profits when a stock goes down, yes, but it's not strictly speaking shorting. You're kind of shorting by proxy, maybe if you're if you're if you're actually buying the right contracts, excuse me. But the point here is that we don't know who's shorting anything unless they tell us. Like we see sometimes tweets like, "Oh, I just opened a short position on AMC. Here's the reasoning," something like that. And then that's up to you if you believe them. There's no official disclosure of it. Because of fraud, yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about, but the answer is crime. The other day, AMC jumped to 5,000. Was that a dream? It's probably when there was a halt. Anyone thinking that a stock losing 20% is bullish and delusional. Anyone thinking that a stock losing 20% is bullish is delusional. Sorry. Yeah, well, we'll believe that. That's I mean, okay. I kind of understand where they're trying to go with that, but um it's kind of the same thing as the falling wedge phenomenon, falling wedge syndrome. You have, am I still on this one? Yeah. So up in the overhead supply zone, up in up in the overhead supply zone, you got, these lines that they like to draw, and I'm gonna hide the overhead supplies text. This falling wedge, whatever, however the fuck they do it, you end up with something that looks like that, or like this, or something. I don't know. Some shit like this, basically. And the idea is, it's supposed to, at some point, it's supposed to break above this and, you know, maybe come down and test the trend line again, and then it's supposed to shoot up. That's the theory. That's what they all think. But it never does. So what happens is these lines get extended out, you know, and then this gets extended out here, and this just goes on until you're basically until the stock is in negative price, like this. Then when you get down here, surely it's going to do this, but in reality, what it does is it does this. So it's first stock ever to hit negative 30, broke a new record. So the problem with these patterns, this pattern here, is that you can draw these lines and whatever, maybe you do this or whatever. There's different. It's not an exact science. It's not really a science at all. The closest science that it really um, summons or uses is psychology. There's nothing. I mean, it's psychology really, and self-fulfilling prophecies and things like that, which sometimes works, but sometimes obviously doesn't. So, if you look up a falling wedge pattern, and we could go anywhere, we can go to stockcharts.com and look and see what they say. Falling wedge is a bullish pattern that begins wide at the top and contracts as prices move lower. This price action forms a cone that slopes down as the reaction highs and reaction lows converge. In contrast to symmetrical triangles, which have no definitive slope and no bias, falling wedges definitely slope down and have a bullish bias. However, this bullish bias cannot be realized until a resistance breakout occurs. While this article will focus on the falling wedge as a reversal pattern, it can also fit into the continuation pattern. As a continuation pattern, the falling wedge will still slope down, but the slope will be against the prevailing uptrend. Okay, we don't care about that. Here's a falling wedge reversal. Okay. So they say it's a bullish pattern. Okay, so here's some points. Number one, prior trend. To qualify as a reversal pattern, there must be a prior trend to reverse. Ideally, the falling wedge will form after an extended downtrend and mark the final low. This pattern usually forms over a 3 to 6 month period, and the preceding downtrend should be at least 3 months old. Okay, well, we got that. Upper resistance line takes 2 reaction highs to form the upper resistance line, ideally 3. We got those. Each reaction high should be lower than previous highs. We got that. Lower support line, at least 2 reaction lows. Each low should be lower. Contraction, the upper resistance line and lower support line converge to form a cone as the pattern matures. The reaction lows still penetrate the previous lows, but this penetration becomes shallower. Shallower lows indicate a decrease in selling pressure, create a lower support line with less negative slope. Resistance break. Bullish confirmation of the pattern does not come until the resistance line is broken in convincing fashion. It is sometimes prudent to wait for a break above the previous reaction high for further confirmation. Once resistance is broken, there can sometimes be a correction to test the newfound support level. So resistance becomes support. Volume, while volume is not particularly important, is essential ingredient. It's not a while volume is not particularly important on rising wedges, it is an essential ingredient to confirm a falling wedge breakout. Without an expansion of volume, the breakout will lack conviction and be vulnerable to failure. Okay. Here's another falling wedge reversal. And so the point here is there's more to it than just drawing these 2 lines because it looks like it should be this. That's one thing. Okay. So you have lower highs, lower lows. The lows are, it's shallowing out, and then you have a breakout from the lows above the resistance. It's a convincing, it comes back down and almost sort of tests it. But there's a little bull flag here, and then it continues up. And then you have, potentially another bull flag here, or, a little bit of a retracement. Okay. But look at the volume. Look at the volume on this thing. This is strong volume anyway. And then it's sort of almost, because this is like this selling is weakening out here. This is weak selling at this point. The sellers cannot push the price any lower. Selling is tapped out. And then all of a sudden you have a massive influx of volume buying. And even though this is a red candle here, red volume bar, red candle, it holds above the trend line, and the next day, what do you know? Boom. Okay. So there's more to it than just drawing these damn lines. So back to our old friend, what do you, I mean, in the volume is, yeah, you have some spikes of volume on these spikes here that are like these like monthly spikes. I don't know exactly. This big one here in March of last year, I guess that was the ape announcement, maybe. May, July, August, September, November, December, January, February, March, March, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of those same characteristics to me. It certainly doesn't break above the
resistance trend line, and it doesn't convincingly do it. I mean, anytime, no matter how you figure this line, like let's say that you didn't start looking at it until here, something. So then your trend line. And this is the other thing about these guys, like Ants trades and stuff like that, which he's whatever. But okay, there you go. Now you breached the trend line here. Okay, you didn't close above it. You didn't close above it. You closed above it. You didn't close above it. Didn't close above it. Barely closed above it. Didn't close above it. So it was like 2 days where it closed above it, and then it's squarely down below it. So that doesn't count. Same thing here. Yeah, you closed above it. You closed above it, and you didn't close above it. So these aren't convincing breaches. Doesn't count. So this is not a falling wedge. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say here. It looks like it could be, but it's not yet. There's no bullish confirmation. There is nothing bullish on that chart as far as a falling wedge goes. Okay, well, I realize we kind of got on a tangent there, but anyway, sorry about that. Stock with $5 billion debt, bleeding cash, down 20%, is, as he said, a simp. Ape Father had the most effective marketing campaign, hands down. Between that and the inflatable blow-up gorillas, Tony F is spending a lot of time trying to put out the fire that is AMC. I love it. He wanted to be the AMC gatekeeper. Now he is feeling the ape heat. See so many stocks following the same algorithm, and I just don't get it. Okay, well, one thing that you have to keep in mind, and this is an easy one to see. I'm going to make it really easy for you to see. We're going to look at the S&P 500 on a daily chart, and I'm going to turn off the volume because I don't care right now. Okay, and then I'm going to add a line to it. It's going to be comparing the S&P 500 to Apple. Okay, so the orange line, and I don't like orange, so I'm going to change it to white, maybe. Big, thick white line. Okay, so the white line is Apple stock, and the candles are the S&P 500 ETF. So you can see that they are like basically, not exactly the same, but pretty dang close. Right? So this is the problem now. And I don't know if it's a problem or whatever, but this is a big part of the explanation is you have these mega market cap stocks like this, like well, we're on SPY, but if we go to Apple itself and look at it, it says it has a market capitalization of $2.62 trillion. It's a lot of money. Let's see here. Let me come back over here. Or actually, we'll just stay right there. So the S&P 500 is market cap weighted index. So that means that the higher the market cap, the more influence it has in the index. So larger companies like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, whoever, larger market cap companies are represented more. Okay, so the performance of those larger market cap stocks is going to influence the index more than a smaller market cap company will. And this is just one ETF. There's plenty of ETFs out there, and Apple is in a lot of them. So, as far as like that type of thing, because other stocks or ETFs, other products, financial products, securities, if you will, depend on other stocks' price. So they're linked. This is the thing about the market. It's not, nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything is influencing other things. So if Apple does really well, if Apple has a bang up day, as they say, where the hell is it? Like maybe not today, but the last few days, let's say, from last Wednesday, no, from last Tuesday through Monday, this stock is up. I'm just going to do extreme high, extreme low here, like 6.5%. Okay, year to date, it's year to date, it's up 27.5%. Okay, the S&P 500 year to date is up 6.32%. Okay. And what was it last what day was it? It was last Tuesday the 28th. Okay, Tuesday the 28th. From Tuesday the 28th, the low on that day, right here, to the highest, yeah, before that, 4.38%. Apple is like 6.5. So that's one major reason why it appears that a lot of stocks move in, the same. Now, there's also a lot of other factors. Okay, I don't have time to go through everything. But you have large institutions that make trades on a lot of securities. So, somebody's buying or selling hundreds of millions of shares across a wide sector. That's going to influence a lot of things in the same way. So there's a lot of reasons, but don't fall into the thinking, this is the danger. Don't fall into the thinking that there is one algorithm that's controlling everything. I don't think anything could be further from the truth here. I really don't. Because the reality is that it is market participation that drives price action. Now, retail investors were sort of, under the, I'll say, delusion, thinking, if you want to call it that. They were led to believe a couple years ago that they single-handedly, they meaning retail investors, controlled the market. And again, nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, retail investors have an influence on the market. It's a hell of a lot easier to have influence on the market when you have more capital, more money to throw around, more money to buy, more collateral to short, whatever, what have you, more money to buy derivatives, uh, quality derivatives that actually will impact the underlying stock, not out of the money. $140 option, 140 strike AMC options that expire in 4 days. And that's now we're talking about something totally different. Now we're talking about, you know, income inequality, essentially. We're talking about the difference between somebody who's trading with a $2,000 account and somebody who's trading with a $200 million account. And there's, I can't speak to that. That's a different thing. So we do what we can do. We try to notice what we can notice, but we don't try to change it. We're not under the delusion that we can change it. In fact, I don't want to change it. I wouldn't know what to change it to. But uh, because I mean, the reality is that no one person can change it. No one group can change it. What the apes think is fair, what the apes claim is fairness, would be unfair to someone else. So, you're never going to have a perfect system. It's never going to be fair for everybody. But if it's just like a casino. If you have a lot of money and you know what you're doing, you can probably make some money. But if you don't, even if you have a lot of money and you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money, and that's your fault. That's your fault. It's not the programming of the slot machines. It's not the way they train their dealers. That's the knowledge that you go in with. You need to know the risks. So anyway, but don't fall into the trap. I just, my one piece of advice is you can't think of it like it's being controlled or that there's, Ken Griffin is sitting there with a joystick controlling the stock prices, or somebody is, or, it's conspiratorial. I mean, in any case, what would it be? It would be buyers and sellers. It would be conspire people conspiring to buy. Well, where have I heard that before? You see what I mean? So the market is the market. The market is the collective price. It's what everybody's contribution gets it there. Our contributions are small, if at all, but we're not interested in changing the price. We're not that's the thing about, you know, before meme stocks, before diamond hands, it was like trading for a profit, or investing for a long-term investment, trading for short-term profit, flipping things, speculating, all these happy things. Um, some winners, some losers. Hopefully more winners than losers. Um, but losers seldom become winners. Like how could you take uh, you know, a hand of poker where your hand is literally four high? That's your hand. You have a four card as the high card. I don't even know if that's possible. I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. No pairs, nothing, six high. Great. I guess that could win something at some point, but you if like, and and you have ways to potentially improve that, just like you have ways to potentially improve to a certain extent. But at some point, you have to fold because you can't improve your hand, and you can't sit there and hope that nobody has anything better than six high. So I just say that because, it's easy to fall into, that thinking, but I just, and I'm not even commenting on, whether that type of thing is realistic or anything like that. I'm saying from a standpoint of you're trying to make money, that's not going to help you do it. Okay, that's all. Let's see. I'm going to go through these quickly so I can go back to the videos. Bankrupt companies follow this algorithm. Way too many mixed signals in the market to help stock support a clear direction. Well, there's that too. Heard this week will be good for an upswing. Not that I have heard that this week will be good for upswing. Not that I know, just what I hear overall, right? Crypto is up and so is the NASDAQ. Any ideas why gold and silver are pumping? Well, isn't the dollar in the shitter? Isn't the dollar? Yeah. So here's a dollar over the last, 5 days? No, since Monday. Here's a dollar since Monday. So then if we, do I have the right? Okay, good. Fine, that's fine. So, dollar and gold being inversely correlated. Oops, why is it doing that? Oh, I know why it's doing that, because I have that on. Okay. Countries threatening move off the dollar. Brown trending stop. Down trending, I guess. Brown trending like shit will continue to trend down on poor earnings so that there will not be a breakout until clear proof of a solid company turnaround. Exactly. And that's now we're taking it, into fundamentals, and certainly that's, behind the prices that we see on a chart, there are actual things that contribute to that. And Model 3 dude's absolutely right. Um, you know, you have a stock that is losing money, has been losing money for years. It's a poor earnings. Um, in terms of a fundamental catalyst, there's not really a catalyst there until there's a change in the results. So yeah, 100% agree. Kind of funny, Nostradamus predicted the Third World War would be an economic one. Um, maybe not all, but some follow the same algorithm. Okay, I mean, you can believe that if you want to, but there is no algorithm. There are algorithms, yes, but there is not one program that controls the entire stock market. If that total market conspiracy nonsense, I can't respect that. I can't, because it's ignorant. It takes into account nothing of reality. There is no single algorithm that controls the market. Show me that there is a reason why stocks follow each other. I did. I did. Like, Apple is the biggest company. If a company is the biggest company, they have more influence. Just like, if an individual has more wealth, they can exert more influence in the world. It's the same thing. Okay. Apple currently way overvalued. I don't care how easy they make it to get their products. The question will be if those that get the products can keep up the payments, and how do they repo products? Repo products. That's interesting. Wouldn't they just disable it? I don't know. I mean, there, I agree. It's way overvalued. I mean, way, way, way overvalued, especially when you're using, the same components as everybody else, basically, for the most part, or comparable, whatever. So I say, I don't know what the markup is. I'm not going to pretend I do on most of their products, but I don't know what it costs to make an iPhone. They make a good bit on those. They get and wouldn't that, I don't know, wouldn't that be to wouldn't that be to the financing company? I mean, does Apple do they don't, I don't know who they work with. I think, shoot, I applied for an Apple credit. This was in like 2002 or 3, 2002 or 3, um, Apple line of credit. And I got approved for like $1,200, and I couldn't buy the Mac I wanted. Um, so I've been around the Mac, block, certainly, throughout the classic Steve Jobs period. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's delusional, really. It's delusional. I don't see I don't see it. Especially, I mean, we've looked at this before. You look at their balance sheet, you look at Amazon's balance sheet, you look at Microsoft. They're not looking. They're like the market must be pricing out way past that or something. Way past, the next like couple quarters in terms of expectations because I mean, when you have less and less cash, lower revenue, like most of these companies do have had, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, whatever. Just because I see it doesn't mean it's not there. Amazon should hit 106 tomorrow. Why? Be careful with should. Okay, I'm gonna go back to video here because my voice is starting to go out. But what do we got here? Five stocks have been carrying the market. And Lynn, I see this here. Lynn, don't sign off without a 5-minute warning. Yeah, I have the voice channel open, Lynn. You can come in here whenever you want. Uh, Five stocks have been carrying the market, and by and large, um, the volume hasn't really been anything really to write home about. So what does that tell you too? I think it's flimsy as hell. I mean, to me, well, yeah, I don't know actually, but what do they say? Trading views, technical say buy, the analysts say strong buy at 1 year price target 132. I mean, so this stock, I mean, this is a good example of a pandemic stock that, you know, basically came back down to earth. Amazon. And they had some corporate actions in here. You had a split, a couple things, but I mean, you have strong earnings mostly, some shitty earnings last year. And the stock is basically trading at pre-pandemic levels. I mean, of course, including that split, but compare that to our friends over at Apple. Look at that. I mean, that's that. This is. Does that make any sense? Really? I mean, that to me, that's ridiculous. Let's compare Amazon and Apple. You know, I guess the difference is Apple is the truly the first boomer meme stock. Without Apple, Microsoft, the SPY would be in a world of hurt. Apple isn't what it used to be. The product, warranty, and customer service tanked after Jobs left. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of silly to talk about the soul of a company, I think. I'm not into all that kind of crap. But I mean, personality of a company, um, but I, I'm not a fan of Apple products at this point, this stage in the game, and I haven't been for a while, but I was at one point, and I liked Steve Jobs. I think Steve Jobs is brilliant. And you know, Tim Cook, Tim Apple, don't, actively avoid listening to him talk. Steve Wozniak really was a cool one. He was nutty. He's a nutty guy. But yeah, maybe it speaks to the premium you pay for Apple products. I don't know, like, but everybody has Apple products. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be, higher socioeconomic. I don't know. I don't know. But another one that's interesting is like Netflix. So now I'm comparing Netflix and Amazon, which is not what I wanted to do at all. But Netflix, what happened to Netflix last year, and now it's back, to basically trading where it was before the pandemic. Um, Microsoft, Microsoft is still fluffy. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the videos here, but I do enjoy this conversation. Steve Jobs had good leadership, not that he was the brand. Of course, Apple will dump, but he got short sheeted. The Woz did, yeah, Woz did. But he's a cool guy, so he made lemonade. Steve Jobs pushed people to think beyond the problem. And that's what made him great. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Model 3 dude's got here for us.
All right, I'm somewhat doing better. I just wanted to put this video out before I got to do some stuff, then I get home later and I'll make some more videos. Right now, there's a lot of talk about class action lawsuits. Even I spoke about it. But I'm going to tell everybody right now, you're going to have to wait until the judge makes a ruling, because we need to see the motion for settlement. We need to see exactly how they're going to settle this and what the judges says. If AMC settled with Allegheny and made them whole so they didn't lose anything with Ape, then that is precedent for what we have to do if we go down that road. Now, we still got time until the judge decides, so you have to think about it very carefully. If we go down the class action lawsuit side, everything stops, and you could technically say it ends today.
I agree.
I say we need to see that motion, because we want to win, we just don't want to file. I'll talk more about this tonight. Giant love.
Giant love. I'm at the airport. Let's see. Major market indicators, Walmart and Target closing stores is not a good sign. Yeah, Walmart. Target. Yeah. Some of the data today was concerning. I mean, not concerning. It's just, it's pointing down. But we understand that these are part and parcel for what needs to happen in order to get us into the next phase of the cycle. Things can't go up forever and ever. And they can't go up for the reasons that they were going up most recently forever and ever. That's much as clear. Now Lou is a law scholar. These apes are hilarious. They're they are something. Lou doesn't say my crazy little motherfuckers now. He says giant love. He knows he must be in trouble. Okay, I can't do any more of that guy. Ari. Wow. I was thinking I should probably be looking at this in a logged out format, logged out browser. So I think I'm going to do that real quick here. I'm going to go over to a private tab. Come into I'll invite you to my private tab. And is that it? Yeah, it's the private tab. Yay. All right. AMC. Never actually done this on a stream. See if it's any different. So far it's not any different. I'm not signed in. Okay, all right. AMC's first big catalyst. Scavenger. Saw he had some dumbass tweets
Guys,
today.
what is going on? I hope everyone's having the best Tuesday that they can given the circumstances today. Hopefully this video can cheer you up and put you in a better mood, because obviously not only is AMC red today, but the overall market is red today. So if you're holding shares, bad day. If you're trading options or futures, hopefully a good day. But in this video, first off, I wanted to say at the beginning of the week, I did talk about how, I think I was talking about it last week, actually. I don't remember exactly the day, but
the weeks just fly by, don't they?
Trump situation, right, can have a massive effect on the market. Now, did it have an effect on the market going up or down? That was a question that we didn't know until it happened, right? And today, obviously, the market's down. That's after, SPY has been just absolutely ripping for, a week and a half straight. So I expected a pullback, but today was a pretty significant pullback. So it's going to be interesting to see, over the rest of the week, what happens, right? Now, what I do want to talk about, now that that's out of the way, is I came out with a video last night about the lawsuit. There's a lot of FUD spreading around with AMC right now, like there always is. But
clear it up for us, Scabby.
More significant, people accusing AMC being guilty because they basically paid to settle on the court.
Wait, accuse them of being guilty? It's a civil fucking lawsuit. What are you talking about? God damn it. Oh, yes. I plead not guilty.
This court case that's obviously been going on happened right before the vote, even like a week or two before the vote, and then would have held AMC up until April 27th. Now, I don't know about you, but me as a retail investor, I would like to think that I have a pretty significant lump sum of shares in the company. AMC's been telling us from the start, guys, that they want to put 8 back into.
Yeah, I mean, you have a pretty good lump sum of shares. I bet not one of those how many dollars do you think from his shares actually went to AMC? I mean, I would say, I would venture to say $0 to $100. I don't even know what his position size is or anything about his position. But I mean, yeah, you have shares. It says AMC in your brokerage account. Yay, good for you. So what? So fucking what? You gave money to the market. Market gave money to somebody else who had those shares. You're the greater fool in this greater fool scenario. Doesn't AMC has nothing to do with it, really. Like, congratulations, you did nothing for AMC. In fact, you heard it because if you heard it if you said no to dilution before, especially when the shares were way overvalued in 2021. So it's so funny now that they're all about the fundamentals, but such a lack of fundamental understanding. This churning of these shares for the last year and a half has done absolutely nothing to help the company. And in fact, it's harmed the company. Anyway, all right.
AMC. So for everybody getting upset that they settled this lawsuit, in my eyes, I would rather pay to settle a lawsuit and get on with this reverse stock split and conversion.
Get on with the Moass.
Market makers to keep driving APE's price down. So when the conversion happens, APE will be so cheap and they'll destroy the arbitrage opportunity.
Okay. Scavenger. Okay. Micah. I think his name's Micah. Micah. Oh, Micah. Micah. Are you forgetting that APE was up today? They're not driving the price down of it. They're driving the price up, and I agree. They should stop driving the price up. They should stop driving the price. Let the apes drive it. No, don't let the apes drive it. But yeah, like What are you talking about? Now, in all reality, it probably will do this because it always does. But hey, it could be different this time. Maybe it'll be different this time. I hope it will be different this time for their sake. Not really. Yeah. So anyway, market makers drive the price down. Like that is such a, I don't know. I mean, it just like the way that they frame this shit is so, it's so ignorant. Like it's literal on one hand, it's very literal. They take things very literally, but on the other hand, they take things in these most like wildly speculative meanings. So it's odd. Basically, they take it whichever way that they think supports their case. So sometimes that's very literal, sometimes it's very figurative, sometimes it's very like illusory, sometimes it's tangential, sometimes it's not related at all, but they can't admit anything that's not, favorable. So it's just weird. So weird. Like it's not good.
So, and just destroy the market cap value of AMC temporarily until it runs. So, just to summarize and put it into more simpler context, the longer that this went on, so okay, if this went on until April 27th, so basically another month away from today, 20 days, however many days it is, how much time would that have given market makers to keep just attacking ape, and driving ape down? We seen it yesterday, guys, just with, the settlement wasn't even over with, but they came out talking about, they were, both parties agreed to settle, so the judge makes the final decision, of course, but just that ripped ape 30% last night, off of zero, like no volume. So I know people get like all bent out of shape, even with the AMC drop that we had last night, pre-market, right? The amount of volume that dropped it that far was like 620,000 between, with ape had 620,000 volume, AMC had 620,000 volume. Guys, it wasn't people selling because, oh my God, the lawsuit's getting settled. No, it was literally the market makers doing what they've been doing forever. And for the ones that are
market makers
conversion in reverse stock split, we've been falling.
So it was market makers that traded all those. So market makers are in charge of keeping the spread, the ratio between AMC and ape. Oh, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one. Wow, that's a lot of duties you're putting on the market makers here. I hope they're getting compensated for that.
AMC's price for 2 years
Jesus
now.
Christ.
So for the ones that have it in their head, oh, we don't want any changes, we don't want any catalysts, like everything that has happened so far of just holding and doing nothing hasn't done anything to AMC's price aside from drive the company down. So we finally have a change, a catalyst.
Wait, what did he just say? I
in their
hear
head,
that
oh, we don't want any changes, we don't want any catalyst.
Go back a little bit.
We've been falling AMC's price for 2 years now. So for the ones that have it in their head, oh, we don't want any
I sped him up, Charlotte, because I can't stand him. I'll put it back to normal speed
changes,
for you.
we don't want any catalysts, like everything that
now that I have it right back to regular speed, sounds like he's slurring his speech a little bit. I think he's been drinking.
that has happened so far of just holding and doing nothing,
Zimas and Bartles and James,
hasn't done anything to AMC's
Mike's hard.
price aside from drive the company down. So we finally have a
What's that hard seltzer? Yeah, that stuff.
change, a catalyst.
All right, sorry.
For the ones that have it in their head, oh, we don't want any changes, we don't want any catalysts, like everything that has happened so far of just holding and doing nothing hasn't done anything to AMC's price aside from drive the company down. So we finally have a change, a catalyst that's going to allow AMC to use capital to destroy the short thesis, or just to have a trajectory of destroying the short thesis, and people still aren't happy about it. Like, I don't understand. Like, we've obviously the things we've done.
Well, the thing is, Micah, the thing is, Scavenger, Micah, your cult members are a bunch of idiots. And it's like, okay, here's an example. Here's an analogy, okay? A man and a woman meet up. They meet each other in a bar, just strangers, okay? the man is a single man, the woman is married. Or make it the other way if you want. The woman's single and the man is married. Okay. And they end up having an affair. They end up falling in love. They end up, the man leaves his wife and they get married. This guy and girl, but they were cheating. They were cheating partners. One of them left their wife and kids to be with this other person. Okay. Is that person likely to be trustworthy? Well, they cheated with you. So there's a precedent for cheating that's there. So they may cheat on you. I'm getting those vibes here. I'm getting those vibes here somehow. Like your cult members are idiots. They speculate. They take the weakest speculation and elevate it to the level of truth, and then use that speculative nonsense to base assumptions on. And next thing you know, they're giving the woman they cheated on their wife with a wedding ring, saying, I love you and I'll be faithful to you. And she says it back to you and you believe it. No bueno. Like, you have to use more critical thinking than that. Anyway, a lot of people didn't play Monopoly as a kid or have dad take them to the bank and open an account with their newspaper route money. What are newspapers? What are newspapers? They are so far wrapped up into retarded conspiracy theories that they can't even accept reality. Their views are so far gone. They are flirting with mental illness. I think they've done more than flirt. I think they have, basically felt some tit, if you will. But yeah, no, I mean, there is definitely some delusion. There's a good dose of delusion here. And probably some other things that I don't know. Learn how money works, finance, economics, etc. Manuel has bad news for scavenger. Conversion or dilution are not good for the stock price. That happened to you, Charlotte? Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of that or anything. It's just an example that, I thought people might be able to conceive of. So that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Majority of people can't trust themselves, let alone should they trust anyone else. And that's a good point too, because I trust myself way more than I trust most anybody else. So, but oh yeah, I mean that's bad news bears. I mean, I really often wonder how these people wipe their asses. Not this guy, but the people that just need to be breastfed this narrative. But I mean, look at him. AMC's volume is going to pick up. Okay. Proof of synthetics is this easy. Okay. Right. Sure. Meme stocks run together with AMC. My AMC short-term thoughts, part 1.
Guys, what is going on? Welcome back. I wanted to put out this video to kind of touch back on the video that I put out earlier. I was kind of walking outside, so I couldn't elaborate on it as much. But
oh, he was drinking. I knew it.
Kind of just focus in more on why the lawsuit to me is.
You know what, Snowflake? We don't care. I don't care. Don't care why you think, why you believe, or anything about you, really. Oh my God, look, it's Roach Capital. This shit brings everybody out of the woodwork. This is fucking hilarious. I love it. Squeeze season. The cycle of short squeeze season. All right.
Timeline. If all of this goes expected to plan. So they get court approval. Then they schedule the conversion of APE into AMC, which will most likely, let's take a look here,
which will most likely decrease this margin between these two securities. So I highly doubt before it goes through, at least with, you know, days, weeks ahead of time.
I'm fucking with his audio.
I highly doubt it's going to be exact, because there's always going to be a pricing in of a margin of error. Like, what if the deal falls through? Then, you know, you don't want these to be trading the same penny, because what if it falls through? Well, an APE would fall and AMC would go up again.
Okay.
Right. So similar to the Twitter deal, it's not going to go exactly to the number. It's going to price in a little bit, but I would expect if that gets scheduled, if they get court approval and the conversion gets scheduled, obviously we're going to see a little more arbitrage opportunity between these two.
Arbitrage.
If you want to take part in that? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
Next,
I don't know.
what we would likely see after that, so we would see the conversion probably first. I would expect first, and then after that,
this reminds me of Al from Boston's calendar timeline of when he thought this was going to happen. No, this is from 2 hours ago. It's from 2 hours ago.
Perhaps simultaneously, maybe a little bit later. I'm not sure. The reverse split, the 10-to-1 or 1-to-10 reverse split. And then after that, we would likely see the settlement payment get scheduled. Now, this could all happen, I don't know, simultaneously. I'm not writing the documents. I don't work for the companies, or I don't work for AMC, I suppose, or the stock exchange, right? Whoever's going to be in charge.
You don't work for AMC, you suppose? Well, I suppose you do, actually. It is my supposition that you actually work for AMC Entertainment. And you just let it on. You just told us that you are a shill. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, shill. I watched Tony DiNaro's video. I almost fell asleep when I was driving. It was not good. KC Shaw, how you like them apples? Reading between the lines on the settlement. You know what? That's what Casey Shaw is good at. Reading shit that's not there. Yeah, that's a good one, Casey. Reading between the lines on the settlement. So making shit up like you always do. Let's drop in on Casey Shaw and his 9-hour stream and see what we can find. See if we can find some gems.
Information here right now on Ortex. So
Ortex, okay.
First signs of things being amuck. Already, let me just refresh it one more time, make sure.
Amuck?
Okay, April 3rd here. April 3rd is showing, but I do not have the data for April 3rd yet.
Well,
wow.
Well, Ortex sucks.
Okay, it's unusual, especially when it's already 6:37 in the morning. We'll have to move on from there. Let's see here. What's next?
Yeah, we got to move on. Keep the order of worship going here.
For the day today. Should still be $5. I wouldn't expect to see any change. It is. It is $5.
Well, we're doing our data checks here. We got to check Max Payne now. You got to check all these things that don't make a goddamn bit of difference in your fucking bag holding.
Off exchange volume as of yesterday.
This guy gets me so fucking fired up.
Combined between
oh my god, I hate this guy.
And EDGX is what I expect.
Thanks, Bad Back, for turning me on to this.
Final numbers for the day yesterday. Ooh man, we have big huge drop in some of these numbers here. The change is that a ton of shares went through NYSE ARCA and NASDAQ GSM, and I would imagine that would have been in the aftermarket hours.
What does it mean, Casey? Oh yeah, decode the fucking exchange breakdown for us, okay? What does it mean? Oh no, oh boy, oh god.
Drastically dropped our off exchange amount to 41.38%. So this means that all the sell orders that went through in the aftermarket hours yesterday came from them pushing through orders through NYSE ARCA and NASDAQ GSM.
Oh my god.
Of about 7%.
Oh my god. Exchanges. Oh my god. Not off exchange, on exchanges. How does that fit your fucking narrative? Listen to him. He's going to twist it into some bullshit here. I guarantee it.
Through NASDAQ GSM and about 15% through NYSE ARCA. So that's where those numbers change from. So off exchange 41.38 and EDGX was 13.5.
So what does it mean, Casey?
Combined
Interpret
total
it.
on that was 54.91. That's
Who
about
fucking cares?
nearly 10%. It's about 9% lower than it should be, but for the day. That means that tons and tons of that selling volume that occurred in the aftermarket hours was pushed through those additional markets there. And that's why you're seeing price drive down. It'll be interesting to see what we have.
Because if they had done it in the dark pool, it wouldn't have driven the price down. So yeah, so they're not going to do it in the dark pool because they want the price to go down. Right? Is that the fucking goddamn narrative? What is the fucking narrative? I have no clue. Nice calming music here.
Our market cap is getting extremely close to balance to where it was last night at market close, at a 3.813 billion market cap currently, and it was 4.021 yesterday. So we're a net loss of 207 million in market cap at this point in time. So it's getting really, really close to balancing out here.
I forgot the video in Telegram. Here we go.
I'm not believing in none of you, Donahue George. First of all, Donahue George, your ass too old, bruh. You need to get the fuck off YouTube. I'm calling it. All you bitch ass YouTubers, get the fuck off YouTube. Donahue George, Jeepers Creepers versus Wall Street. Stanky Muhammad, get off the fucking YouTube. All y'all bitch ass boys, get the
Stanky
fuck
Muhammad.
off YouTube. Why? Because you're like, I don't see the positive in this. Get your fuck ass out here and do some research. Start understanding your play. Don't talk because you're listening to other goofy motherfuckers who threw their entire life savings into AMC. Don't listen to those goofy motherfuckers.
Goofy motherfuckers.
Every time I bought into AMC, it was when it got low as fuck. I might be the smartest motherfucker out here. I don't know. I didn't throw my entire life savings into AMC. But I understand why. Motherfuckers want me off this play.
Because you're so dangerous. It's because they're afraid they're going to get fucking shot. If I can be honest, it's because they're afraid that you're going to shoot them and kill them. Because clearly, you know, you have anger problems. But anyway. This is great. I'm going to go back. I want to hear all that again.
I don't see the positive in this. Cost to borrow right now for AMC is at 528%. I wonder why, motherfuckers.
I wonder why.
I'm not believing in none of you, Donahue George. First of all, Donahue George, your ass too old, bruh. You need to get the fuck off YouTube. I'm calling it. All you bitch ass YouTubers, get the fuck off YouTube. Donahue George, Jeepers Creepers versus Wall Street. Stanky Muhammad, get off the fucking YouTube. All y'all bitch ass boys, get the fuck off YouTube. Why? Because you're like, I don't see the positive in this. Get your fuck ass out here and do some research. Start understanding your play. Don't talk shit because you're listening to other goofy motherfuckers who threw their entire life savings into AMC. Don't listen to those goofy motherfuckers. Every time I bought into AMC, it was when it got low as fuck. I might be the smartest motherfucker out here. I don't know. I didn't throw my entire life savings into AMC. But I understand why. Motherfuckers want me off this play.
Yeah, do you? Because they're afraid you're going to shoot them. That's great. I love that. That's fantastic. Oh boy. Ruh-roh. Okay, we're back. Jeepers Creepers versus Wall Street. Remember, we all called this that the grifters would turn on each other and fight for the ever-thinning follower base. The cult is shrinking, and the grifters now fight each other for the views. Oh, man. How about this?
see here. There's something that you know, it's never lost on me usually. The expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for, and why is that like that? Typically for humorous or emphatic effect. Oops. Okay. Yeah. The it's never lost. Never lost. Irony. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I have a breaking news on AMC. A report just came out from MarketWatch saying that AMC ape conversion settlement could lead to potentially massive $16 billion equity raise, says an analyst.
Whoa.
Now, before we get talking about this, please hit like, subscribe, add notifications, share the video with a friend. So, if you watch my video...
Share the video with a friend. That's funny on many levels, but I would never do that to my friends. Okay, I would never do that to my friends. So, why are you trying to get me to have no friends?
From this morning, you know that ape is illegal. Aron is working against us.
He gives off vibes for the people that Chris Hansen busted to me.
I've been saying this for a long time. And there's a lot of shady things going on with AMC stock.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I also want to point out right now before I get into...
He wants to porn out? Did you hear that?
Aron is working against us, and I've been saying this for a long time. And there's a lot of shady things going on with AMC stock. Okay, I also want to point out right now before...
The hell were you doing before you made this video? Also, oh my God.
Aron is working against us.
That's going to be on the fucking soundboard.
For a long time. And there's a lot of shady things going on with AMC stock. Okay, I also want to point out right now things going on with AMC stock. Okay, I also want to point out right now.
Oh God. That is... Who needs the rest of the 8 minutes? I got my money's worth out of that already. Fuck me. You want to porn out? That would be more fun than this, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Let's see here. Who's a dumb motherfucker? Ah!
This is not financial advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything.
So proud of his opinion.
Hit the like button, subscribe button, let you.
If I had opinions that were this fucking stupid, I would not harp on the fact that it's my opinion. Jesus Christ.
Algorithm stuff, so you get the videos, I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. Listen to me.
Okay, Dad.
Every retail investor who doesn't support the reverse split needs to write a letter to the Chancery Court and tell the court
why
not to accept that settlement. Okay?
Most miraculous letter writing campaign ever. Couldn't change this. Like, okay.
Just cause these guys, I don't want to say conspire, but just cause Allegheny and AMC came to agreement that
nobody, what is wrong with these motherfuckers. How can nobody pronounce Allegheny? Allegheny. How can nobody pronounce that? I don't understand. We got a guy from Florida here. He can't pronounce it. We got I don't know where stock and or lottery stocks is from. Allegheny. 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 Allegheny high, Haney, hiney ho. Take me away from this fucking shit.
Allegheny, but not retail investors. We need to write letters and tell the court not to accept that settlement. Okay? I will be in court on April 27th, and if I'm allowed to talk.
I hope, if I'm allowed to talk, right. Yeah. The judge knows who you are already, I'm sure. And I'd be surprised if they let you in the fucking courtroom, to be honest with you. They don't, you know, they don't want that. And then also, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be nice and ironic if he showed up on the 27th and the shit was canceled or is already decided or something? And, you know, I look forward to that video. I tell you every day, Davis gives a false impression of the market, making bad trading decisions. Listen, I'm out here in Delaware, and the court's closed. It seems like they're out playing golf. What the fuck?
I will be in court on April 27th, and if I'm allowed to talk, if I'm allowed to get the attention of the judge.
Yeah, get the attention of the judge. Take a fucking flare gun.
I will tell the judge that settlement goes against everything that we've been fighting for the last 2 years, and that settlement hurts retail investors. First of all,
courts want proof, though. You need some evidence if you're going to go to court, big boy.
The APE shares should have never been issued because those shares was a way to get around our no vote on the dilution.
So, in other words, you're going to go in and say, Judge, Your Honor, I would prefer AMC be bankrupt and closed. In fact, can we just, I move that we just bankrupt AMC right now. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, they had to fucking get around it because they need money. They don't make money when you all buy and hold their stock or even trade their stock. They don't make a goddamn dime from that. They need to sell new shares into the market so they can actually get the money from it to operate the company. Otherwise, and this is key, they fail. So he would rather they fail. That's what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing.
Yes, and that settlement, okay? I told the judge that settlement goes against everything that we've been fighting for the last 2 years.
You've been fighting for a short squeeze, engineering a short squeeze, trading in order to make a short squeeze come about is frowned upon. They're not going to respect that. That's not a valid use of the market, you fucktard. Okay? That's not legitimate. Don't you understand? The SEC, FINRA, they don't want to protect a bunch of fucking brats who thought that they could somehow, because they missed the first 2 fucking short squeezes, think that they could trick the market into doing it a third fucking time. And really, it's an infinity loop. It is an infinity loop because you know there'll be plenty of people, if that happened, they wouldn't sell. That's not the squeeze. It's not the squeeze. No, I'm not selling. And then we have to go through this shit again every fucking year. No, it's time for these fucks to be flushed down. Flushed down. Along with the verbal diarrhea that he's spewing.
And that settlement hurts retail investors. First of all, the APE shares should have never been issued because those shares was a way to get around our no vote on the dilution. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and you can disagree with me, the APE shares should have never been issued in the first place. At the minute they were issued, what they did was it diluted the value of AMC. And now they want to make apes into AMC, but they're not adding them together. They want to make.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I lost my train of thought. I got to go back.
At the minute they were issued, what they did was it diluted the value of AMC. And now,
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, don't worry. I mean, in all likelihood, the price would have gone down anyway, even if they hadn't done that. So, I mean,
they want to
what's
make
the difference?
apes into AMC, but they're not adding them together. They want to make whatever the price of AMC is the value of ape. But
I think the lawsuit was, and maybe Pet Rock Miner can weigh in on this, but wasn't the lawsuit filed on behalf of all retail investors by the Allegheny people? I mean, yeah, I know that we were talking about it last night, and I wasn't sure, and but I'm pretty sure it is. It's because the way the lawsuit was set up. Yes, it was a class action, so it includes all the shareholders.
they
Okay.
forget that they diluted the value of AMC when they created ape. Listen, I mean, that's, to me anyway, that is other evidence that they're screwing us. That is other evidence that they're screwing us.
You might be getting screwed. Okay, like this is the thing. Nobody said that you have to invest in the stock. Nobody said that you have to continue investing in the stock. Nobody said that you can't uninvest in the stock. You are choosing to stay where you are. Okay, there's a train coming down the track. You can see it. You can hear it. It was on the schedule. It's a scheduled fucking train. You can see it. You can hear it. Do you move off the track? These people, no, they don't move off the track. And then when they get, you know, afterwards, and let's just assume that it's a situation like Dom in Office Space. Best thing that ever happened to him, right? Because they hit me. The train, screwed me. They're gonna have to pay me Moass money. And it's like, but you didn't move out of the train's way. You didn't take any steps to change your portfolio. You didn't take any steps to even hedge your fucking positions. So how is it anybody's fault but yours? They see the train coming, they can hear it. They're not moving off the tracks, and they think that it's going to be the train's fault when it barrels over them, basically. It makes no sense. No sense. It's the most illogical shit I have ever fucking heard. And I'm from Ohio.
Retail investor, please write a letter to the court. Write a letter to Chancery Court in Delaware and tell the court not to accept the settlement. Just because they agree to it, the judge can say no. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that settlement benefits retail investors?
It doesn't matter if it benefits retail fucking investors. Like, this delusion that the company should do everything, every action the company takes should be good for the dumbest, most unskilled of their stockholders, shareholders. Like, can we please get away from this? What you think is good for retail investors is retarded. And what's actually good for retail investors is probably if you guys just shut the fuck up. Don't ever vote in another corporate action you know, and let them run the fucking company. But, you know, you can't say that. I mean, they won't do that. Anyway, all right, let's do a couple more videos here. Get the fuck out of here. These people deserve to lose all their money for being so stupid. Dude, I mean, seriously. But the thing is, it won't even teach them. Like they won't move off the fucking tracks. But at some point, you know, the train like cannot stop, and it will. I like the toilet analogy better. Like at some point, you cannot stop. Like you push the toilet handle. There's a tipping point where it's gonna flush now. You can't stop it. God damn it, if we could get to that point. Maybe of the tornadoes. Maybe all of this convective activity. By the way, is Ron still around? What happened to Ron? Maybe all these tornadoes, maybe the Coriolis effect will somehow assist us here. I don't know. Get things swirling a little bit because Jesus fucking Christ. This shit is fucking retarded. Okay, let's see what we got here. Stocks and crypto plays. Ape is illegal. Fraud. Right. Fraud. Crime. AMC lawsuit finally through. I'm not going to do that to you. Let's see what Christopher Belly has to say.
You know, you always hear that the rich are always exploiting the poor, that the poor are innocent, and that there's these rich, evil, conniving industrial magnates and billionaires that are, you know, manipulating the markets and screwing over people.
Sometime I'm gonna
happen to poor people.
Chat him up.
Result of their own actions, of their own stupidity, Martin. Ignorance, and frankly, arrogance. Welcome back, everybody. We need to talk about what has led up to this collapse in AMC stock today. It is down 20.55%. Now, a lot of you low IQ apes are celebrating because while AMC is down, Ape has gone up. That's right. Ape is up 17 cents and AMC is down $1.05. That definitely balances now, doesn't it? Now, what led to this defining moment in AMC? Well, here we have tweets from AMC CEO Adam Aron from August 4th and August 6th of 2022. This was his announcement of the new AMC preferred equity units. And I'm going to show you that there was some deception built in here. And yes, he didn't lie. Adam Aron didn't lie. He told the truth, okay? He basically told you exactly what he was planning. But he knew that AMC investors were so low IQ, that they were so stupid, that they would take him at face value and they would forget the future dilutive effects of these ape units. And of course, they did, because they continued to hold on to the shares as ape units were given out and their current holdings were diluted. Now, let's see what Adam had to say. And let's see what the apes thought. These 516 million new AMC preferred units will trade on the New York Stock Exchange with the symbol APE. Yes, you heard that right. This is different than a straight stock split of common shares, but nonetheless quite similar. Now, a stock split is when a company splits their stock in half because the stock price is too high, so let's just split it in half so retail buys it or whatever. But a stock split, you take a stock, let's say it trades for $10, and you turn it into two stocks that trade for $5. So there's no change, right? There's no dilution, there's no change. He is basically comparing this ape dividend to a stock split, but not quite. And that's interesting because if he directly compared it to a stock split, then there would never be dilution. Let's keep reading. You will get one ape tax-free as a stock dividend for each one AMC common share that you own. Here's where the apes are like, oh, see, it's not dilution, bro. At least for now, key, this big news today is not dilution, as the AMC preferred equity unit dividends all go and only go to the existing owners of company-issued common shares. That's right. Now he goes on, and this is where it gets really hilarious. And this is where you clowns really fell for it. So for each of your AMC shares, after the dividend, you instead will own one AMC share and one ape. Logic says the share price will fall, but your value
I love
is
these
the sum of
tweets.
one share plus one ape. Different, but similar to a 2-for-1 stock split of common shares. Now, the last thing that he threw in was you got an AMC, you got an NFT. So Aron basically...
That right there, that's just like... That just makes it perfect. Like, oh, yeah, we're doing this. It's going to be good. It's da-da-da-da. Oh, here's a free NFT. Wink. What a goneth.
Basically sets you up for this massive catastrophe of AMC stock that we're witnessing today. And he basically told you back in the day that he was going to do it. Because while he said that it was basically a 1-for-1, basically a stock split, it wasn't quite that. It was actually something else. He told you. Now, what did you clowns do? What did you absolute buffoons do? Did you sell the stock? Did you maybe question his actions? No, you absolute clowns held on to the stock. And look what happened. On August 4th, the stock was trading for $18.98. That's what it opened at. It's trading for $4 now, okay? Now, logically, according to Aron, if the apes were given out, and it was basically a stock split, you know, the equivalent price of AMC right now would be roughly, what, $9.50, right? So ever since this announcement, the stock has still fallen by a massive percentage, almost 50% since that announcement. This company has degraded by 50% over the last 8 months. And it wasn't just from the AMC ape issuance. No, it was because this is a trash dying company. And you morons kept holding on to it. You trusted this guy who says, oh, it's not dilution. For now, everybody gets a 1-for-1. It's basically like a stock split, right? But if you actually read and used half of your freaking brain, you could see that he was telling you exactly what he was doing. And here's where he says it right here. Apes give AMC a vital new currency to pay down debt for M&A and to raise cash. What does that mean?
How do corporations raise cash?
Cash, right? So what could these apes actually be intended for? Did you morons not realize this was going to happen? And now look what you own, okay? You may blame the share price decline on the apes. No. On the ape shares? No. This company has still fallen 50%.
That's what I said.
On top of that, it's fallen worse because you have held one of the most garbage stocks on the freaking planet. And you know what? I can't blame Aron. I cannot attack this man because he is doing the best he can to keep his company alive. And he had to use the ignorance, stupidity, and naivete of his investor base, the AMC ape clowns, to dilute them and to keep the company afloat. So this is the
so
bet
fucking
made,
funny.
AMC clowns. This is the company that you own. This is the garbage trash that has absolutely ended you. What else can I say? I'm loving this, man. I'm loving it. Talk to you later.
Yep, we are too. So Toso is asking about synthetic shares convert to real
Taking
shares.
the stage right.
Whoops! Oh my God! Autoplay was on. Is it possible that the addition of new shares will allow all the synthetic shares to convert to real shares, or would that not happen? You have to, well, what are, I'm not sure even where to start, but the notion of synthetic shares is a false narrative. There are no synthetic shares. There's no such thing as synthetic shares. In fact, synthetic shares, traditionally, when people would say synthetic positions, synthetic shares, they're talking about options, actually. But that's not what the apes mean when they say synthetic shares. They mean counterfeit shares. They mean more shares than the float, which, of course, there are more shares than the float. Trading, but that's, that's part of the deal. So, I mean, we've talked about the supposed synthetic shares a lot here. But what it comes down to is, it doesn't, it's nothing. I can understand how people who have had no experience would be fooled by some of these people because they sound so convincing when they talk about synthetic shares and naked shorting and all this stuff that they read about online. But at the end of the day, most 90% of what these people on YouTube have said is there's no facts to back it up. And I've been saying this for 2 years now, practically about 22 months or so. That you have to look for actual evidence. Somebody on Reddit saying that they did the DD and that you're going to be rich is not, that doesn't fly, but we're so far past that now. I mean, the funniest thing is when people are so unwilling to even entertain the notion that they got swindled in this. Like, I just realized that well, whatever. Let's see here. Where's this other window? Like, oops. At this point, like, and this is more so to like people like Eric that was in here earlier, who want to say that we don't know shit and like we're simps and whatever else. Like, this is your stock. I was making videos here in this area. I started making videos here and I said this would happen and it fucking happened. Okay. Like, so fuck the fuck off if you're going to sit here and insult us on this channel because we said this would motherfucking happen. And it did motherfucking happen. And everything that these fucktards on YouTube said would happen, none of it happened. None of it happened. So, and I know I'm not accusing anybody of saying this right now, but, this is the time when we can on this channel say, we fucking told you. We fucking told you. There were people on Twitter who were telling you, like, hang on, I got the tweet. I got the tweet here. Like Wyatt, Ellis Wyatt, dear AMC Ape Cult, 7 to 8 of us spent 2 years trying to warn you, and yet you stubbornly plowed ahead.
belligerently for no good fundamental reason. And now your con man cult leader, CEO Adam, finally ruined you for good. The when pounce moment is upon you. You deserve this. Hashtag checkmate. Isn't it nice to read something that's actually written well? Something that includes punctuation, um, complete sentences, and complete thoughts. It's refreshing to know that there are some people out here who aren't totally fucking retarded. But he's right. He's right. Let's see here. Even at $4, it's still overvalued. AMC has negative equity. Dude, I'm telling yeah, I was saying that earlier. I think I took it off. Maybe I can undo and get it back. We were talking about how this no, it's on a different one anyway. Oh shit, now I've done it. Well, anyway, I think it's on this one over here. We were talking about falling wedge and how this shit is not a falling wedge. It's never been a falling fucking wedge. It's never been a bullish falling wedge anyway. But and I said, like, this thing, they keep moving the lines. Maybe when they move the line out into negative prices, it'll finally fucking pop up. I'm just half-assing this here, but whatever, however they do it. They think it'll do this. I think it'll come back down and test that trend resistance line, and then it's going to shoot up. But in reality, what it's actually going to do is the exact opposite. Exact fucking opposite. And the next thing you know, the stock is negative $24. That's more realistic. That's more realistic than fucking Moass. Every AMC shareholder owes the fucking market $24 for all the shit that you've put us through in the last 2 fucking years. Have I watched CSI's latest? No, but let's do that, and then I got to go to bed, or at least get off here. Shit, I don't even know which fucking. Okay. Oh, and also, Lynn, Railvin, where are you? Common sense investor. Lynn wanted a 5-minute warning. I think you got basically 5-minute warning. So Lynn wanted to come in to the live voice chat and talk a little bit about her experience the other night. And Pet Rock Miner was also, I don't know if he was there, but we were chatting on Twitter that night, Sunday night, when we had fun with the spaces. I don't know what happened after we stopped the stream. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, okay. No new videos from Sojka. They kept wanting me to come in the space. I mean, you know exactly how that's going to go. It's not even worth it. It's not, and I think that's what Lynn wants to talk about, the experience of quote unquote trolling those guys. And I don't want to steal her thunder if she's, I don't know where she is. Did her phone die already? But
we had two people that went into the AMC space here. Lynn did, and Badback 007 did. And well, actually, Badback 007 did a couple times. Once was what he called Casey Shaw narcissist piece of shit. Narcissistic piece of shit. And then also, what was that? What was that line? How did it go? Shut the fuck up, you entitled bitch. That was pretty good. It was, yeah, it was all fantastic. Yeah. Yep. Fuck them. I mean, at this point, like, we have what the, I mean, we have it recorded too, actually. Yeah, we do. It would be hard to find it. Might be hard to find it. I don't know. I could try. Okay, so Lynn's got to take her dog out, so we can I'll tell you what we can do. We'll just go ahead and hit this up here. Illegal immigrants and AMC. Oh. AMC bootlickers, is that the one? Allegheny settlement, checkmate. Another AMC leak. I'm gonna do the last two videos.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. This video, the day was coming, people. We would have to say this, but checkmate. Checkmate, motherfuckers. It's over. When
For whom?
I woke up and I seen that Allegheny had settled with AMC, that was checkmate. Game's over.
In a good way or no?
Why you believe that, CSI? I'm going to tell you. All right, let's go back when I talked to the Discord, and I've told y'all.
I'm going to tell you.
All right, that April 1st was a hard date in the Antara deal. All right, the way the Antara deal was worked out was that they
one might even say
shares of ape until they voted. Then they would be
quite
able
ironic.
to sell their shares, and AMC could not sell any new shares of AMC till April.
See ya, Chris.
Okay. So the plan was, Antara bought the shares, would hold them till March 14th, would vote the shares, and Adam Aron himself said that that would be the last day that Ape would trade, all right, and that they expect the new shares of AMC to begin trading the following day on March 15th. That's how.
Wouldn't it be funny if FINRA shut down trading 3 days early? AMC TLP, here we come.
The deal was written. But there was a mistake in the plan. That's why I call it a rushed plan.
MMTLP'd.
And they missed the part where once Antara voted, all right, that locked.
You're saying it wrong. It's Antara. Antara.
Locked it up right there, and they were stuck in the boat. Think it through. And they missed the part where once Antara voted, all right, that locked it up right there, and they were stuck in the play with us, and they was going to have a 10-to-1 reverse stock split too, and they said, oh no, we can't have that. So Allegheny lawsuit came up, and what did the judge rule? She rules that we can hold the vote, but we have to hold up on the reverse stock split. All right, now that should have gave you a clue that something was wrong right there. And what happened was, from the point of them voting, which was the 14th, from the 15th on, they have dumped shares of Ape like crazy, and even went short AMC because they knew what was coming up. That ought to be insider trading to know about this.
Went short AMC? Well, I guess they got those puts or whatever, but and they dumped Ape. Yeah,
All right?
all right.
But the point is this, all right? Antara was trapped with us in the 10-to-1 reverse stock split, and they realized that, and that's where Allegheny came from.
Oh my God, Bud Ice. Yeah, something like that. Or Michelob Ultra. He might be a Mick Ultra guy.
That's why the judge ruled we could vote, but not do the reverse stock split yet. All right? Now they've reached a conclusion. They've done sold whatever they're going to sell. They're ready to go. And the next hard date that was coming up was going to be April 1st, which was when now that Antara was through selling, it was AMC's turn to start selling their new shares of AMC and start generating capital for the company. All right? Now,
why did he put capital in air quotes?
We've just went through the 10-to-1 reverse stock split. That means that the shorts are no longer 126 million short. They're only 12.5 million short. Understand that? When we split, which will probably be before the end of the week, when we split, that short that they are, that 126 million shares short, drops to 12.6 million short. I told y'all this. Now, when is that supposed to happen? As soon as the reverse stock split happens, AMC can turn around and start selling their shares right then, which will be by the end of this week, and he will sell them more than 13 million shares. Now, what is that going to accomplish? That's going to run the shorts out of AMC. Now, did me and you profit from all this? Absolutely not. All right, but AMC did. And the way that they got it structured now is that Aron is a fucking hero, because all this has led up to the point of now they can sell new shares to the shorts, the 12.5 million, not the 126 million. All right, the 12.6 million. He can sell them now, run the shorts out the company, and he looks like a hero. That's been the plan.
Run the shorts out of the company. This guy thinks that this little scheme is going to cause short sellers to fold up their tents and go home. No, they won't short AMC anymore. No, they're going to get run out of the company. I mean, this is the problem with thinking that this is like a battle or it's a war, that it's retail investors versus short sellers or retail investors versus hedge funds, when really the whole time it was retail investors versus them fucking selves. Essentially, you know, which I think is basically what it always is. It's you versus yourself. Will you fuck it up or not? Will you make money? Will you not lose money? Or will you fuck it up? Jesus Christ.
The lawsuit got in the way, and I told everybody they gotta settle this by April 1st. Why? Because that's when AMC can start selling the new shares. They're off track right now. And then I realized that today was the 3rd. All right. And I looked at the calendar and I said, wait a minute, the 1st was during the weekend. So it couldn't have happened on the 1st. It would have had to have happened the first day the market would be open, and that would be
That's
today,
brilliant thinking.
which was the 3rd. So if I would have looked at my calendar, I would have hit it on the spot. This shit had to be finished by the 3rd. Now, people are talking shit. I just watched Lou's going, okay, now see, we got to have time here because the judge has to sit down and she has to write her order and this. Man, get the fuck out of here. Do you think that they just tomorrow, this is going to surprise the judge and that she's going to have to sit down with her law books and write out an order? Man, them motherfuckers have had this plan from day one. Come on. Wake the fuck up. Checkmate.
I mean, that's but okay, sure, maybe. Like, this is the kind of stuff. This is like they've had this plan since day one. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't, but you sure as fuck don't have any proof of anything. I mean,
They
come
beat
on.
us. They beat us. They beat us because Aron is going to be able to sell them new shares of AMC. He's going to sell all 13 million shares to them, which is what they're short, and they're going to get out the company, and that's going to be the end of it, supposedly.
Supposedly.
So,
I thought that, look, listen to me. I thought that the QSIP number, now Eric, what's his name, told us that the QSIP number was a catalyst for a squeeze. He said that that was a catalyst for the squeeze, meaning that it's going to force the shorts to have to close their positions. And the old QSIP number, I'm guessing that's what the narrative is. They have to close their positions in the old number, and then they would have to reestablish a position in the new number, and the new QSIP number and the new stock. So if that's the case, or they just close their position in the old stock and not open a new position in the new stock. If that's the case, then then what CSI is saying doesn't make any sense, because they will have already covered their shorts, because they had to, supposedly. They got forced to cover, which, okay. They also say you have to deliver the shares by 2 fucking days, and they don't do that either. So, in other words, if the QSIP number is a catalyst, then them selling AMC selling the new shares, quote unquote, to Antara to close their shorts makes no sense, because the new shares won't exist until after the QSIP number changes, and they were supposed to cover their shorts by the time the QSIP number changes. So, bullshit. Either way, either way. All right, Lynn, what you got? Hang on a second. I got to turn you up.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. As you know, I trolled. I did, and trolled a Twitter space that was run by
Everybody should.
Casey Shaw and
Everybody should
some
troll.
of his lovely friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I feel like it was an unsuccessful troll, because these people are so devoid of any kind of personality or enthusiasm for even the thing that they're, obsessed over, that you can't even mess with them. It's like they're so flat. They're just flatliners. And the thing that I came away with, because, I don't really follow Casey Shaw. I kind of know him just from, from your channel, really. And
oh, that's
maybe I can get
terrible.
them to kind of open their eyes. And, I had to wing it, so it wasn't the best effort. But I realized immediately that these people are so, he and his little group that he had on this Twitter call, the people that were hosting it,
Yeah.
were so bitter and angry and depressed and miserable. They're just miserable. They've been in this AMC thing for so long, and they've been fucked over so badly that they are now just completely miserable. And I think they are either miserable or they're just numb. They probably flip between those two default emotions. So, the thing that I want to say really is that AMC has obviously made some people incredibly toxic mentally and emotionally.
Lynn,
if you're in it and you feel yourself going that way, then get out and ask for some help, either from a financial expert, somebody who's really a financial expert, like with certifications and whatnot, and maybe even a mental health therapist, because just the vibe, it was so toxic and so miserable. And even
Yeah.
before they realized what I was doing, they were still toxic and miserable. And that was the very disturbing thing. It was just the
Lynn,
overall tone was so down and so depressed. Don't wind up letting a stock play turn you into a basket case. It's not worth it. And it's
no.
especially not worth it for this stock. And that was all I wanted to say.
Lynn, Manuel put in I have the link to the stream where you are on there. Would you want me to play it so we can, relive it and or do you not want?
Well,
I
if
mean,
you
it
guys
doesn't
really
matter.
want to, I don't want to relive it because I was there. But you can guys
Oh,
still
okay.
go for it.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll just put the link in the chat. That's a link to the time where it starts. Um, yeah. I mean, we could
And
we
the
could listen to a
really
little bit
disturbing
of
thing is
it
that
beginning.
Bad Back went in there before I did and tried to actually debate and reason with them like a normal, rational human would. And I don't think
Just
he
needs
got a
to
much
be
better
tweeted a
reception than
few.
I did. I think they
Go ahead.
kicked him out, I think, ultimately.
They did. Yeah, they did. But then they wanted me to apparently to come in and debate them, and it's like,
No, don't do it.
what? Yeah,
Don't
no,
do it.
I
It'd be like
absolutely
debating in
not.
the lunatic asylum.
Right, right. I have no
Really,
interest in
it's
interacting with those
not for
people.
me to assess. Yeah, it's not for me to assess someone else's mental health, but I can tell you that these people have been very, either they were miserable before they started, investing in AMC and
They
wound up in
had
this
to have been in some
situation,
form.
or AMC has made them miserable. Either way, it's just a very toxic, miserable group of people. They don't have anything nice to say. Whether you're for them or against them, it doesn't matter. They still don't have anything nice to say. They're so spun up, and they really think that they're going to force Moass by doing a side marketing campaign
Right.
parallel to what the professional AMC marketing team is spending lots and lots of money doing.
They're
And
going
calling
to
it
go,
guerrilla
yeah,
warfare and spelling it FAIR. It's like,
right.
it's not original.
Let's let's listen to a little bit of it here.
All right, you listen to it, and I'm gonna head
Times
out.
and
But
then it
you guys take
Okay,
care.
Lynn, thanks for coming in, and you're welcome to
Mhm.
come back anytime, obviously, and thanks for your efforts and your outreach and all that stuff. And it got them to you know, at least it got them to look into me enough to want me to come on their channel, which is not going to happen, or their space is not going to happen, but they can come here. But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, it's affecting people's mental health, and that's a big concern. So,
yeah,
if you feel like you're that
100%.
person, then stop it, nip it in the bud. It's not worth it. It's not worth your sanity. Get out and reassess. Find other ways to make money because there are plenty of them. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be this stock
Yes,
dragging you
and
down and dragging your
right.
mental health with it.
And there is a learning opportunity here. But, you know, you they have to realize that you know, losing is part of the game. It's actually the part of the game that helps you the most, believe it or not. And that's what these people, can't understand or refuse to understand, or they feel like, well, I've lost so much, or I think, I've had such a hard life so far, and I deserve it, or something like that. And it's like, well, but that's not how it works. It's not going to work out that way,
No,
even if
no,
you
it's a
think it
it's a
might.
very warped kind of
Yeah, it's
way of looking at
totally,
the world.
totally incompatible with reality. So, yeah,
It
no,
was an eye opener to me, honestly. I wasn't expecting the vibe just from before I even said one word. The vibe was so heavy and just miserable and just dark and heavy and
oh
like
yeah,
angry and resentful and frustrated and just all
pathetic.
this negativity. Just yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just like in the tone of voice, it was in what they said, how they brought me into the call, with like an insult basically, just all the way around. Um and I just, like, don't let that happen to you. It is not worth it. It's
And the
not
funny,
worth it.
and there's definitely some irony there in the fact that they need people to come in. They need greater fools, essentially, they think they're going to attract people to join their cult by doing that. It's the complete it's the most delusional shit I have ever seen or heard of where, you know, all the things you just mentioned, the way that they treated you, the tone, the overall vibe, everything, their language, the fact that it's a bunch of like middle-aged, like disgruntled white dudes, right? Everything about it, is like to me, a middle-aged white dude, I want nothing to do with that. Quite frankly, I want nothing to do with that. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that if I saw this shit or came across it or somebody told me about it and I happened upon that and that's what I heard. I would run away as fast as fucking possible and never go to another movie again. So like it's not even productive. It's counterproductive and they can't even see that. So holy shit.
Yeah, it's like asking somebody to help you change the tire on your car and then punching them in the face before they even get around to helping you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's not like what is that, Joe's Crab Shack or something or Dirty Hair, whatever that restaurant is where they're mean to you on purpose. It's not like that, because at the end of the day, they're serving you and you're going to give them a tip and it's all in good fun. No, these people are actually assholes. They are actually people who are so entitled, like Casey fucking Shaw, like David the fucking gnome. That's what he reminds me of. David the gnome there, live streaming every day for 6 fucking hours, 9 hours, whatever. What a narcissistic piece of shit he is. Like, oh my God. It's just it's wild. It is absolutely wild. Anyway,
I thought it
sorry.
would be bad, but I didn't think it would be that bad, honestly.
It is bad.
Yeah, but
It's
I
fucking
don't want to
bad.
see anybody like lose their shit over AMC stock. It's just not worth it. No amount of money, even if it did Moass and it made you a millionaire, it still wouldn't be worth losing
No.
a good positive attitude about and having
Well,
enjoyment of life just to
that's
get
the thing.
money from this stock. It's not going to happen, but if it did happen, it
Right.
still wouldn't be worth it.
And that's the thing. If if it did happen, and this is like totally hypothetical, like like
Alternate universe.
non-real, yeah, right, parallel, whatever. If it did happen, they would be like lottery winners. And that turns out great. Like
Yeah.
you have like three options. You go broke, you get murdered,
Die.
or yeah, or you die. In other words, you usually get murdered, but sometimes you die like, drug overdose or something, or driving your Lambo too fast. So you either, lose all the money, you end up dying, and either way, it's either way, but in any case, most people are fucking miserable and wish they had never won the money. So that's why I say the apes are they're actually lucky. It's actually better for them. It's better for everything. It's better for them. It's better for society. It's better for everything. It's better for AMC. It is better net net at the end of the day that these fucking bag holders lose it all. And that's fucked up. I know that's fucked up. That's a fucked up thing to say, but I believe it 100%. The world is better off with the apes poor. At
The average
least
person is not meant to handle that kind of
at
money
least
that they're
this way.
thinking that they're going to get, that they're not going to
Right.
get.
At
The
least this
average
way.
person is not meant to be a multimillionaire or billionaire. It's just we're not equipped for it. We're not
Right. And
mentally, emotionally,
society's not equipped for
educationally
it.
equipped.
They joke about crashing the banking system, and it's like, okay, yeah, that would be great. Wouldn't that be awesome if a bunch of like, bratty 20-something-year-olds, like crash the banking system because they made an amazing stock trade. Like, first of all, it's not going to happen. But secondly, even if it did, you're fucking yourself over too. So, yeah, crash the banks, but you're rich. Oh, you guys get so much money that it makes inflation go through the roof because they have to print more money, whatever. I don't know. Well, guess what? Your Moass money is devalued too. So you can't, I mean,
As much as you want to believe that you're special and that you're separate and everything, even if it did happen, they would get scammed out of most of it anyway. Let's be honest.
On
They
top of
would.
that, now you're the person that you've been railing against.
That's the person who cheated with somebody now cheating on the person that they cheated with before. That's exactly what that is. And
Yep.
can you trust somebody
become everything that you hate?
that you cheated with? Can you trust them not to cheat on you? Fuck no. So yeah, I mean it's wild. It is wild. We know that they are susceptible to falling for these fucking scams. So guess what, apes? If you do have a Moass, we're coming for that fucking money. We are coming for it. We know how to get it from you. We know how to get it from you. Plain and simple.
All right. Thanks, Scott, for letting me get that off my chest.
Anytime. I'm not gonna play the stream video. I'm just gonna find something else short to play here at the end.
Yeah, either way, I don't care. I just got to go scoot and feed my dog.
Yeah, I know. I just
the dirty dog side eye.
Right. All right. Well,
all right.
Keep it up. Later. All right. Have a good night, Lynn. Okay.
You too.
Yep.
Bye.
Anytime. Every time. All right. Let's see here. What's this? What is this now? Let's see what Manny's got. Buy and hope.
Do, which was believe in the company and push the company as a possibility for the future. And so, and the great part about AMC
fuck up, you egomaniac. Suck a dick.
How's it going?
Oh, see you later.
It's going as soon as he's gone. I didn't know who that was, so I let him up. My apologies. Go ahead.
I didn't know who that was, so I let him up. Great fucking space management right there. Great fucking spaceman. I didn't know who it was, so I let him up. Okay. Jesus. That's good. But you know what though? Bad back.
You're being a little bitch. You're being a little bitch.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick! You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy
AMC stock. Millions coming, baby.
This is what happens when you work to change things. And first they think you're crazy, then they fight you. And then all of a sudden you change the world.
You changed the world. You changed the world, Liz. You changed the world, Liz. All right. There's no new videos. Oh, well, maybe I need to go back to my logged out piece of shit here. Nope. All right. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what, there is something that I wanted to show you all. So I do want to say thank you for everybody to be here, Pet Rock Miner. If only Kathy Woods was an ape. It's surprising that she isn't. Surprising that she isn't. Maybe she secretly is. I don't know. It's too bad Ape, AMC and or Ape couldn't have been added to ARKK. That would have been, that's the boost the apes needed. Badback stands by the ape equation. Can you refresh our memory of the ape equation? It's somewhere in between the quadratic equation and the formula, the equation for a line, but it's not coming to me. Charlotte, thanks for being here. Buy and hope. Badback's insult. Egotistical, egomaniac. They are the definition of the word shill. They try and recruit. Somehow they think having a different opinion or disagreement makes you a shill. Apes are the definition of FUD. The ape equation, A plus I minus H times E. Apes arrogance plus ignorance minus humility
times entitlement equals AMC apes. Pretty much it. Pretty much it. You plug in any numbers there you want, plug in any apes you want there, and I think it holds true. All right, here's Lou.
All right, I'm gonna kind of make a couple of videos to kind of point some things out to you that I've been noticing.
All right.
One, all the numbers are wrong. You see AMC, no action happening, a straight line like it's taken offline. Let me tell you something. Yesterday, something happened. When you saw AMC drop and ape rise at the same time, you could blame it on algorithms. But why? Why? If that AK was filed and the lawsuit settlement was just going to be announced that they've reached the terms, but it hasn't happened yet, what triggered it? Nobody's going to say anything. Today on different platforms, market cap, outstanding shares, everything's all over the place. But take a look at even after hours, straight line across, not even barcoding. Something's completely wrong with this. It's almost like the powers that be are already doing the cleanup operation as we speak.
Oh, there it is. The cleanup operation. Cleanup on Isle Ape. Cleanup operation.
That 93 billion ape weekend happened before the settlement, and then this happened. I know everybody's seeing this now.
Get the hell out of the street.
Lawsuits and stuff like that, but I want you to say there's something
See you, Pet Rock.
wrong happening in this. We're no longer living in fantasy land. Now everybody knows exactly what I was saying all along. We are on our own. It's okay, we can make money. I got plans for that one. And
I'm sure you do.
Vengeance against AMC. So more vids to come.
Apes buying Cineworld. Or I'm sorry, Lou's buying Cineworld. No? Okay. I thought they said cleanup operation.
I'm gonna.
The cleanup operation has commenced. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. We got to do all these.
Okay, look at this for example.
And stick around for a special message
So,
after Lou.
We have ape being created and Tara
I just piqued your interest.
getting voting rights. The yes votes when we know we voted no. That's not for me. And at the end of the day, we have a situation where AMC settles with Allegheny and they're going to be made whole. It hasn't happened yet, but they're going to be made whole. And it's like a smooth operation completely across. So technically speaking, in many ways, the vice chancellor, the judge in this, her court was basically used as a buffer in order to buy the time for this cleanup operation to happen. Let me explain.
Cleanup operation.
I feel this way. That weekend of the 93 billion ape was something severely wrong. It was 3 days. You remember it. But exactly the week after that all happened, you're telling me all this happened? They reached a settlement.
That's interesting.
The Amazon fake story.
The Amazon fake story.
That judge's office has been used as a buffer to buy time. That's how I see it.
Absolutely fascinating.
Tell everybody, well, let's just wait to the settlement hearing. Let's just see what the judge says. And if AMC settled with Allegheny, making them whole, so they didn't suffer any losses on ape, yeah, it's time to doom on AMC. And I'll explain how I see that doom coming. He's really going to love this one.
These, you better get ready for this because they didn't teach this in Harvard. We got dumb people going to college. All right.
Okay, look at this for example. So we have.
Wait, did we just watch this?
And Tara getting voting.
I think we just watched that. I don't know. So hard to keep it straight because it's all the fucking same.
All right, here's the deal. I'm gonna be straight with you motherfuckers 100%.
Oh, here we go.
Shorted AMC. I never once shorted AMC. But I am telling you something.
He doesn't have a margin account.
I will be shorting the living shit out of AMC after the reverse merger split.
Who wouldn't?
Fucking make it my fucking life hobby to just short the fuck out of the company. And I can tell you one.
Sounds like he's investing from emotional perspective there.
That could be dangerous, Lou. You better watch it. You better watch yourself. You might get screwed.
I'm gonna make a lot of money on it. One reason
you're gonna make a lot of money. Oh, stick around for the special message. We're gonna make a lot of money.
Retail will not be supporting popcorn and AMC anymore. So for anybody that also has any some ideas of he's too young.
You liked Lou.
Shit out of. Anyway, getting on to something else. His girlfriend has a flower and stuff like that. I don't want to knock the boyfriend out and kind of fuck up the night. I'm trying to be a different person, okay? I'm still recovering from fever. All right, here's the deal. For people that are looking to get vengeance, I'm not telling you to do it, but AMC will not have retail shareholders. It will not have apes. There are going to be no apes. If you call yourself an ape now, you're a moron and you deserve everything bad that happens to you in the stock market. There is no more apes. After the reverse split merger,
I like that.
I'm going to be fucking shorting this motherfucker. I'm going to be fucking washing and...
The economy depends on that, actually.
AMC is going to be my other fucking line.
The future of our economy and society
telling you people
depends on there not being apes.
Short. Let me explain why. The only thing to fear is retail investors saving the company. Oh, wait a minute. That's us. Well, guess what? I'm changing the retail meme stock investor strategy. Why not short the living shit out of AMC to the fucking ground?
Short and hold.
I'm just saying. Look, they fucked us a lot of times. They fucked us with unlawful ape. So at the end of the day, all's fair in love and war. So, or my other favorite saying, what a tangle where we weave, we try to deceive. If you fucked up, you know who I'm saying out there, and now you're gonna find out. It's open season on AMC after this motherfucker.
Is he hoping it'll hurt the company?
Remember how the saying was, hold to the moon?
Was? It still is, you shill. Look, I'm buying and holding AMC for the fucking squeeze. I'm never selling this shit. I'm never fucking selling. So fuck you. You could pry those shares off my cold, dead fucking hands. You're never getting them. I'll never sell.
Now it's going to be short to the gates of hell. I hope people understand. It is no longer the stock we were holding to save the company. The company turned around and bit us. It's like taking home a stray dog. And then that stray dog, you take care of it, you feed it, you take it to the vet, you do everything good, you stay with it even though it's like a junkyard dog. And then one day you turn around, you come home and it bit one of your kids. What do? You fuck that motherfucker.
Keep the dog, fuck that kid, keep the dog.
He never touches a kid no more. The fucking dog is like, yeah, dog, you don't gotta fuck me up. I'll short AMC now. I'll start putting puts on that motherfucker now. All I'm saying is this. I'm gonna hold up. Fucking dog's probably complaining about me. I'll fuck your ass up too. Anyway, you ever heard about Luna? She ain't around no more. Anyway, here's the deal. Not doing it now, but after the reverse merger dilution, massive dilution, you know what your share price is going to sink down to? Within a matter of 2 or 3 months, it's going to be down into the nowhere. We're going to, let me tell you something. I'm sorry if nobody sees it, but I'm going to make a killing on AMC because it will have nobody saving it. And for the fools that believe the silverback is still going to save your Moass, I'm sorry, but it ain't happening no more. Okay, unless that judge halts it and then everything goes crazy. All I'm saying is they owe me money. You make your decision.
They. Okay. So, real quick second here. I have a special presentation. It's special presentation for the people who've stuck around to the end. You see. So now, without further ado, let's let's do it. Okay. Shall we?
Not everyone is fortunate enough to know my techniques of how to make a lot.
Have a good night, guys.
The Tom Vu method differs from others in that his system teaches you how to make money in real estate immediately and enjoy life right away.
I know some of you are thinking, my seminar is the same like everybody else's seminar. My seminar is not the same like everybody else. My course is copyrighted. It means no one else is allowed to teach my unique course. Plus, my system to put money in your pocket in real estate right away.
Tom Vu says a key to making quick money in real estate is to know how to deal in distressed properties. He says you can locate money-making properties every day.
This is another house I just bought.
Nice wheels.
$500,000 using my own technique. I pay only $285,000. I make $215,000 in this house. What can you do with $215,000? You can
buy a lot of AMC shares.
4 or 5 of your kids to go to college, or you can even buy a Rolls Royce. Come to my seminar. I show you how to
come to my seminar.
Here's a secret for you to make millions. Very simple. Learn how to do your first real estate transaction. Make a small profit, and after that, don't quit. Keep repeating the same successful process many times over. You'll become very wealthy. Here's another example how easy it is you can make a lot of money. Take a look at this house, my friend. It's worth $500,000. I pick it up for $285,000.
How much you suppose that house is worth today?
Profit. If you can do about 10 deals like this, the way I'm about to show you,
it was $500,000
a multimillionaire.
In the early 90s.
People say that I'm a genius, but I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm only a lucky boy who found a genius money-making system. In the last 5 years, many of my seminar students have applied my system and also make a lot of money. Let me take you
a lot of money
to a real estate closing, where you will see one of my students apply my technique, about to walk away with a nice check profit.
Walk away.
I invite you to come to my seminar, learn how to make a lot of money. Once you have a taste of a good life, you will never go back. I didn't have all this at first. I started with nothing, less than nothing. In just a few years, I made a fortune. I have everything I ever wanted. You can do the same thing too. If you know my technique to make a fortune, you don't need a credit, you don't need money, you don't even need a college degree to get started. If you have a desire, get the guts, come to my seminar. Let me show you how.
I know lots of you out there are skeptical. In my hand, framed, is a check for $203,029.32. I net in one transaction, one deal. This is a net check.
I know after watching me and my student making a lot of money, you got excited and you want to go to my seminar to learn how to make millions yourself. And a lot of your friends will tell you, don't come to the seminar, it's a get-rich-quick plan. But tell them, it is a get-rich-quick plan because life is too short to get rich slow. If someone trying to discourage you, my friend, take a look at them from head to toe. If they are nothing, stay away from them. You want to learn from success, not failure.
You see these checks in my hands? You know I did it. The fact is, lots of people are making money all over the country, starting with nothing. If you don't know how, the seminar will show you exactly how.
I never forget what my grandfather told me. There are two kinds of people in life, the doer and the loser. Which one are you? Are you sick and tired of where you are, working hard for years for nothing? Are you excited about watching my student making a fortune on TV? You know, many of these people started out with little or no cash and no credit, no experience. Do you have a guts to step out of where you are to achieve your financial freedom? Then come to my 3 hours Success and Real Estate Investing Seminar. The cover charge for this seminar is not $1,000. It's not even $500. It's not even $100. The cover charge, my friend, is free. Free. And if you're not willing to spend 3 free hours to learn from a self-made millionaire to maximize your opportunity, you deserve to be broke.
Roll another blunt, man. These is good times.
Anyway.
You
free.